these days. YouTube revenue is in the toilet for everyone, so we're trying to be creative and see what we can do to extend to other platforms and things like that. So I'm going to give this a try and see if Restream can make something happen here. I don't know if it can or not. So it looks like my OBS is going to Restream, and Restream looks like it's kind of waking up, I guess. So I've got a different monitor over here so that I can see if something's working or not. So let's see. YouTube says offline, and Twitch says live, which is a shocker. So let's see. So Twitch is a funny medium. It's for gamers. I'm not a gamer. I have, what was the last video game that I played? Minecraft, probably, for a few minutes. Oh, I know what's fun. Plants vs. Zombies. That's probably the last game that I played. Oh, I played years ago, maybe like 5 years ago. I had a blue, one of those Nintendo DS, and it had one of the like Super Mario Brothers games. That was fun. Whatever happened to that thing? I don't know. YouTube says, I don't really get this. It's streaming to something called YouTube Events, but I don't see that. I don't know where YouTube Events is. What's it doing? Let's see. Let's check in on YouTube. Where are you streaming to? I don't know. Where are you going, stream? Offline. I don't know how to make it stream to YouTube then. I kind of want it to stream to YouTube rather than Twitch. Untitled broadcast, multi-streaming with. Is that really gonna not work? Let me maybe give it a few seconds here. Go live to start streaming. Start your encoder. I did, and my encoder's called Restream, but I don't know where it's going. So that's kind of a drag. All right, I might stop this and start it again after I figure that out. Let's see. And that's also really dark. What's up with the lighting in here? Should turn up some lights. Let's see, where is this going? Live stream offline. All right, so I'm gonna stop this and see if I can figure out how to get Restream. It says online, 40 people. Where are you, 40 people? I have no idea. Let's go to edit settings, primary YouTube server. Okay. Switch channels on the fly. I don't want to switch channels on the fly. Let's see what happens if I just, let's see if I got a notification from iPad Rehab YouTube channel. Let's see. See if I can find where this stream is going. Maybe somebody could send me an email that tells me where's the YouTube stream going, because I don't know. All right, I see some Twitch people was working in and out. I don't know about that. All right, let's see if I can figure out where YouTube stream is going. You're live on YouTube. Yeah, well, thanks, Larry. Where? That doesn't make any sense because I don't see anything live on YouTube. Let's see what happens if I just click, hey, YouTube, what about iPad Rehab? says live now. That's very weird. Okay. How do I see that? Hey, YouTube, what about iPad? All right, hey, I see some chat. So that is working then. That's very weird. YouTube experience for you to game. Oh my gosh, that would be hilarious. Jessa plays Dota 2. I did download it once. It was funny because I think my kids played it with Lewis once, which was really funny. All right, so I can see some chat. Let me make that happen over here on this other chat monitor. Trying to get profesh. We'll see. Let's see. iPad rehab. Oh, that's the wrong fucking keyboard. Here we go. All right. iPad rehab. This whole setup feels like the Starship Enterprise. There's a monitor here. There's a big monitor there. There's all kinds of cameras and shit. All right, that looks like... Oh, I see. So it makes the title be something kind of weird. All right. YouTube stream is going global. All right, so I can see chat from YouTube over here. And then I see YouTube never works for me. I have to wait for the stream to end. And hi from India. All right, well, we'll just see what happens then. We'll see what happens with that. Let me go back to Open Broadcaster settings and see if I can change something on the fly. I don't know if it will let you do that or not. Let's see. Will it let you change settings on the fly? Nope, I don't think so. All right. Okay, let's see. Screen transitions. I don't think I can change 60 frames per second. All right, let's fix something. I can't find you in Twitch. Are you under iPad Rehab? I'm under Jessa. Jessa _ iPad Rehab at Twitch, which seems to be working. I mean, I can see stuff happening over there, so we'll see. Everyone can see you. You're live on YouTube. Awesome. Okay. So let's see what there is to fix. So I'm about to go on another vacation. I'm not looking forward to it. I'm going to Disney World. Yay! Disney World with 4 kids. On the week that you're not supposed to go to Disney World. I've never taken the kids to Disney World. I've not been there since I was a kid. And this has all happened just because my sister-in-law moved to Orlando, and so now it's kind of like, let's go visit her. The kids are getting older. So we apparently are all signed up to go to Disney World on the worst week ever, which is the heart of spring break. It's school break week. So tomorrow is making up, it's funny because my kids are, they're excited for Easter. They're counting down the days to Easter, which doesn't make a lot of sense because we don't really celebrate Easter. So they're like counting down to nothing. So I felt kind of bad for them. I took them on some kind of local Easter egg hunt, and then they're still like, we're 2 days to Easter for what? What do you think's gonna happen? Like the resurrection or something? I don't know. So I did go to Rite Aid tonight to get the dregs of the piece of shit Easter baskets that nobody else wanted. and some of the good old egg dye that, of course, you always buy the egg dye, but then you don't have enough of the vinegar, so then you're trying to like do it with water and it just never works. So we'll make some, ugly ass brown eggs as per tradition tomorrow and get ready to go to Disney World. All right, try selecting quality manually. Quality. Where is quality on Open Broadcaster? Anybody know? I can go to settings and I see language English theme default output, snap sensitivity. Oh, let's go to stream. Stream is all grayed out. Output, rate control, bit rate 3000. Let's see what else I can do. Let's make the bit rate be not 3000. Let's make the bit rate be, I don't know what a good bit rate is. I bet if I played video games, I'd know what a good bit rate is. Let's crank it down. Found you. I think stream might be hidden as it's not coming on search or not popular enough. Oh, I'm sure it's not popular enough. I'm sure that you get like dead last on search if you're over 40 non-gamer who doesn't really know what Twitch is. Then I think you get a big fat fuck you from Twitch. So let's see. I'm trying to crank down. Oh, I got working fine on Twitch. So we'll see. All right, Paul Daniel says, iPad Rehab, will you be adding more tools, trinkets to the store in the coming weeks, maybe even chips for phone? Yes, I will. So I have, I'm going to add as things come in. I added a few things the other night, so I told you guys that on another stream. I added my favorite battery cables, and I added my USB ammeter is on there now. And then a couple of, everybody already has these 6S driver and iPhone 7 tri-wing driver. But I intend to add all sorts of cool things and things I'm excited to try. And people are sending me links for, hey, have you tried this? So I love to try new tools. I love to, kind of figure things out and make things more available domestically or anywhere around the world. So we're going to add some of the UV curable solder paste, which is really or solder mask that I think everybody should use. So this stuff. So we have some of this stuff coming that really replaces the older conformal coating that we used to use. So we don't really use that anymore. And this is definitely the way to go. And this for a time, you can get this stuff in China. But for a time, it was hard to get this stuff domestically, so we have some of that coming. We're going to sell chip sets, so it would be like, I thought about doing it like this, like for, let's say, iPhone 6S backlight problems, to sell iPhone 6S backlight filter, which would be the, filter-only kit, and then to have, then the iPhone 6S OCD kit. So if you wanted to replace the coil, both of the diodes and the driver chip and the filter and the cathode filters, like every component in the circuit, that would be the OCD kit. That would be complete. So we'll do some things like that, sort of have like the common defect. And my hope is really to kind of put that together with and sort of marry that up with videos where you can kind of learn about the repair and how to think about it and have the right tools. So I'm really excited about it. And ultimately, I'm building a new website that we'll migrate everything over to. But that's going to take forever because it's just one of those things, learning how to make things work and set up WooCommerce instead of just this piece of shit store that I have right now. But right now, piece of shit store is working. So that's good, and you can order this stuff. We've sold quite a bit of the little Dremel dental bits, which I've started to use. I really like those things. But yes, we're going to continue to add stuff as it comes in, sort of one at a time. All right, so we are going to. Great, no need to mess with the quality on Twitch. Fantastic. All right. Add the iPad rehab chip kits that's on Jason's site's actually on your site. Yes, so Mark makes our starter kit, and I absolutely love this. This is what I actually use. So this is Mark's kit, and we will definitely put this on our website since it's the iPad rehab starter kit. And what I like about how Mark has set this up is that he has, cross-matched everything. So this would be an example. This, I don't know if it will focus. Hello, focus. Focus, focus, you fuck! Nope, you're not going to focus for me? So what it says is, this is the black touch IC called Sage. So this is the one that's on the 5S. But it tells you this is touch IC black Sage, and then it tells you the number of the chip. For iPhone 5, it's U14. It's also iPhone 5C and 5S U15, so that kind of cross matches that for you, so you know what goes with what. So we will definitely sell the iPad rehab starter kit for micro soldering. We might sell a couple of versions of that as well. Okay. All right. So let's see. Yeah, there we go. Focus, you fuck. All right. Jessa, please spare a minute of your time to give an opinion about this channel, 365 TVI Device Central, and look over their FAQ. All right, not right now. I hate it when you have to leave your oh, this is too hard for old people. Gotta use two different. What is the Twitch name? Twitch name is Jessa _ iPad rehab, I think. All right. Okay. Okay. Let's look at a repair. So I'm just fixing whatever's in front of me tonight. I just wanted to see if this setup would work or if I could figure out how to make it work. I'd like to also stream to Facebook and who knows what else, but it's pretty fun. Okay, so this is let's read the note. This is Mike. Mike sent us an iPhone 6 for data recovery from California. Phone was dropped in a pool, but need to recover all the data, pictures, videos, etc. And he sent the passcode. So good job on you, Mike. The last phone I fixed before I started this stream, we'll take a look at it under the microscope. The last phone I fixed before I started the stream was from my old roommate, Elena Carmody. So Elena sent me her son Will's iPhone 6 with touch disease, and she didn't send the passcode, and she sent it with a case. So she's on my shit list right now. All right, so we have some fairly typical corrosion. So this definitely saw water. Pad looking cap right there. So we're going to go ahead and get these shields off so that we can take a look. On the top side of the board, water everywhere. No long screw damage. Fairly typical water damage appearance. So let's go ahead and get these shields off. Man, I feel so I'm still sick and I can't hear anything. So I can't really hear what I'm saying. I feel deaf, which is very bizarre because it's actually totally silent in here. Nobody's in here. Probably because it's midnight on a Saturday night and I'm getting ready to start fixing some stuff. All right, let's see. iPad rehab chip kit that's on Jason's site. Oh, I think that was the one that I just read. All right, there we go. Okay, here's the link to her other stream. Oh, there you go. Helpful Tarman. The only catch is it seems cellular doesn't work, so iPhone becomes an iPad. What's that? What are you talking about? Cellular doesn't work after what? All right, we're going to get these shields off in standard fashion with the good old JBC. So I do intend to, I'd like to get a thermocouple for my ultimate quick station versus JBC review. Everybody's asking about that. And I want to actually kind of get some information. What I think is true is that the reason why the JBC is awesome is because if you were to map out the temperature over time, it would be really, really crisp and even. It's kind of, you get the same thing every time. It maintains a very narrow range of heat that is exactly what you expect. Every time, no matter how long you use it, it stays very, very even. And my guess is that the non-$1,500 stations aren't going to be able to maintain that sort of even quality of heat long term. But I don't know. So to figure that out, we have to actually be able to measure the heat coming out of these things with a thermocouple. And I have one. Guess where it is? It is in the turkey fryer. Yes. I quit using that stuff for repair once I started having a station that I could count on. And then it became sort of the best use for the old thermocouple it was not the turkey fryer, it was the turkey smoker. So at Thanksgiving, sticking that thing in there was a great use for that. And I think it's still in there. All right, so I'm peeling off the sticker. Now let's go ahead and look at this board one more time before it goes in ultrasonic so that we know if it's got other hotspots that we want to look at. All right, so let's see. It looks pretty good in here around the power management chip. So we've just got some shit up here. That looks pretty good. And nothing down there. So this whole bottom half of the phone really didn't see water. We've got some schmutz right here at backlight caps, which is pretty understandable. And some bad damage around the connectors, but I think this one has a really good chance of just coming right back to life out of the ultrasonic after we kick off. This cap is probably shorted. Let's see if it is or not actually before we pop it in there. So let's go ahead and take a measurement. Now sometimes I've had this question before. Oh, it's not short, so that's all fine. Fine over there. Let's see if we've got a VCC main short from good old ugly C5202. Nope. All right, then this board's probably going to be fine. So the question that I get asked sometimes is about ultrasonic. There are some times where I will not put a board directly in ultrasonic. Like if you look at this one. This board can go in ultrasonic because there's nothing going on here at the power management chip. So Twitch has been doing a big expansion over the past year. They opened their creative section to start allowing non-gaming content like iPad rehab. Fantastic. All right, so if there was a lot of corrosion around the power management chip, but I just measured and there's not a short on VCC main, then I might try to work this board a little bit for data without putting it in ultrasonic, because I wouldn't want to create, by disturbing or breaking up clumps of crap under the power management chip, I wouldn't want to kind of create a significant repair that I might not have to do. So in this case, this is going to be a perfect candidate for ultrasonic. So let's go ahead and put this one in ultrasonic for a few minutes. Alrighty, and see what's going on over here. I need to get a mouse pad. This like entire desk is littered with dead chips and pieces of shields and shit like that. How do we make this work? Let's see if I can scroll that. Let's do pop out chat. Pop out chat. And let's make it so we can read that. There we go. All right, so what does chat have to say? Better add a UV cure lamp too. I did. I ordered the same one from the fingernail people. So you can also do some beautiful gel nails while you're curing your green oil on your motherboards. Start selling donor boards too. That's one of the things that I recommended to Lewis when we were talking. We were kind of setting up supply together a little bit. And I was like, what I would buy from you is the number one thing, donor board. So I think that would probably, what I think would be good if, I'm not sure this really applies to iPhones as much, but known good test housings. When you think about what prevents you from taking a repair, if you're like an electronic technician guy and you fix a lot of stuff, but you're not really invested in the iPhone world, what prevents you from saying, sure, I'll give it a shot on some iPhone repair? And a lot of times it's just a lack of known good stuff. You'd have to go get a known good battery dock and housing and screen and stuff like that. But there's a lot of kind of what did I call it the other day? Sort of known good enough. Known good enough. So this would be cracked screen with an LCD defect, but you can use it to see an image display and see if it has touch. And to have some housings and known good, not just new, but hey, I tested this and I can tell you that it does work. Known good charge ports, known good little bits, so that you could have known good enough stuff to kind of recycle some of these, kind of working but banged up phones into test housings. I think that would be really strong. That's a lot of work, and it's probably not super profitable, but I like that idea at least. All right, let's see. Holy shit, I'm laughing so hard I'm crying. I don't know why. You should have affiliate code so other people can get commission only if they recommend people. That's a good idea. I'm not sure how that would work. If I go on Twitch, all I get is a white page. Well, let's see. Twitch people say, looks great, no need to mess with the quality. Great, working for me too. YouTube is a little bit behind Twitch. All right. Let's see. This mouse really doesn't work on there. There it does. Okay. Perfect time to fix stuff. Yes, it's 4 minutes before Easter. Let's resurrect some boards. I think that is a perfect time to fix stuff. Being partially deaf has its advantages. I feel like seriously deaf right now, that's for sure. Let's see. Does anybody have a good source of iPad, iPhone screens? Lots of people do, but not on eBay or Amazon. I'm a guitar technician, so I find this fascinating. I dug out the guitar the other day, the old, there's some book called 3-Chord Songbook, and it's like, please let those be the easy chords, like E, A, and D, maybe, and not the hard chords. Let's see. Hi, I want to see a POV. Does that mean microscope, I guess? Is she related to Louis Rossmann? Yes, he is. He is. I don't even know what to say. Oh, look, there he is. Always the Munchkin. Yes, exactly. I was waiting for that. Here's the FAQ. It appears if they have iOS 10 to 9 downgrade solution. Who needs to get out of 10.3? Which has been fucking a lot of people. There was something up with iTunes where for a whole day they stopped signing 10.2 point whatever it was and only 10.3. So if you went to update your iPhone, it wouldn't automatically download 10.3.1. So it would just fail. So it would give you these error 3194. And that I got like 2 or 3 phones until I was like, what the fuck is this? And then updated iTunes and it pulled 10.3. I didn't realize that they had stopped signing the 10.2, which kind of sucks. Let's see. Hi, Jessa from Argentina. Hey, Lewis, did you see the fascist? Oh, the Berkeley stuff. Let's not get him started on that. Memory chip area doesn't look good. Oh, that's okay. It'll be fine. Does data recovery price vary on the complexity? No, it does not. Of course not. Here's the thing about pricing repairs based on complexity. That's not really a good model, in my opinion, and here's why. One of the things that I think is really strong with any repair shop and their pricing model is if you approach the customer by saying, look, you don't want to pay me if you're not going to get back a phone that works, because the value of the phone is so inexpensive. It doesn't really make sense for me to say, well, I'm pretty good at what I do, and I'd like to charge $50 an hour. So if you want me to put an hour into your phone, it's going to cost you $50. When their option would be to just say, screw that, I'm going to just go replace this phone, and the replacement price of the phone for most phones is probably going to be about $200 as an out of warranty swap. So I can't really justify charging someone a huge chunk of their out of warranty replacement fee just for me to look at it if I'm not going to be able to fix it. So even though in other industries it makes sense, if I was working on a $10,000 car, then of course it would make sense, rather than replace the car, since the replacement price of the car is going to be more than $10,000, it makes sense for them to drop $50 on me seeing, let's just take a look around and see if there's anything that I can do with the experience that I might have in that industry. That makes sense because of the value of what you're trying to fix. But for cell phones, that doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense for you to ask the end consumer to pay you $50 just for you to say, oh yes, thing's totally fucked. No way. It's just not repairable. But I did spend an hour on it, so $50. That doesn't work. And so we are huge fans of the model of saying, if I can't fix it, then I'm not going to charge you that. I'm not going to charge you that $50. If I do go with the diagnosis fee stuff, then you have to think about human nature and how humans respond. And the example that I always use, one time this example failed horribly in the course. This is the example that I always use. If you go to Las Vegas and you want to go to the roulette table and you're going to place a bet on red, so you're going to put a $100 bet on red. Lots of people do this. People are doing it right now. Lots of people do this. If you knew for sure that it was going to land on black, would you place that bet? And the answer is no, of course not. I asked that question though once during the course, and I said, you're going to put a $100 bet on the roulette table, and you're going to bet on red. Now, before you place that bet, I'm going to tell you, looking into the future, it's going to land on black. Do you still want to place the bet? And this guy said, yes. What? I can't help you. Get the fuck out. But human nature will always take that bet because of the chance that it's going to work in their favor. And in fact, humans are horrible at statistics and natively. And so we always just want good things to happen to us, and we kind of minimize or don't want to think about bad things happening to us. And so we always want to play the lottery. We always want to take that bet. We always want to, put our $100 bet on red and hope that it's going to be red for us. And as the guy on the other side of the counter, when it's their cell phone, and you tell them, I'm going to have to charge you either way. I'll look at this, but if I can't fix it, I'm going to put time into it, and I have to be paid for my time. Otherwise, it doesn't make sense, and I'll go out of business. So they will always say, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? Why are you fucking with my shit? I don't think that you're like in a good state of mind to be fucking with my shit right now. Oh, I don't even know what I'm talking about. Something about roulette. Oh yeah. So folks are going to hear and nod their head. Yes. Of course you deserve to be paid your time. Totally get that. That makes sense. I want to pay you. Absolutely. They're always going to take the bet. That's just human hopefulness. They can't help it. But if you then take their phone, you go in the back, you spend an hour on it, and you come back and you say, well, I'm sorry it landed on black. This is bad news for you. what the fuck are you doing to my computer? What is going on? Why are you changing shit? Is he telling me why he's changing shit around here? Make this data great again. What is going on over here? I don't see anything. Jessa is Lewis's grandmother. No, Lewis is my grandfather. All right, I don't have any idea what any of that is. Fucking internet here is terrible. What is all of this? Your stream doesn't show up in a genre. I don't know about all that. Good luck fixing that. So you bring the phone back and you tell him, hey, it's bad news. It's landed on black. I can't fix this phone. And you still owe me $50. Then the person is going to be disappointed. And in that moment, even though they signed all the papers and they were all, yeah, at the beginning, when you're breaking it to them, like, well, you didn't get lucky. You lost. You are going to now have to walk out of here and you're going to be minus $50 and you're still going to have to go pay $200 for a new phone. So now your new phone is going to cost you $250. What are they going to think? Are they going to think, well, at least you gave it a shot. I trust you, bro. You know, I'm sure that you gave it your best shot. Even though you got $50 out of the deal and I got screwed, I'm still glad I came here. Or are they going to think, or are they going to start thinking, how hard did you really try? Do you really know what you're not even authorized. How do you even think that you know how to do this stuff? Why did I even come here? Now, I can't believe I was so stupid to come here. I can't believe that now I'm going to have to pay another $50 on top of $200. I'm going to have to pay, another quarter of the price again just because I walked in here. What a stupid, stupid thing. And so then instead of thinking, I'm an idiot for making that bet, that human nature says that they're going to blame you. They can't help it. That they will instead, rather than think, I wish I hadn't come in here, I was stupid to make that bet, they will think, what does this person really know? They can't fix my phone. Did they even try? They knew they were going to get paid $50 either way. They probably just walked around in the back and smoked a cigarette and drank a beer and then just said, oh, sorry, it didn't work out. God, I'm never coming in here again. I should have just gone to Apple to begin with. I should have just gone straight there. This was stupid. I hate this guy. Fuck him. That's what people are going to think. That's just the way human brains work. So I'm a huge fan of the no fix, no fee model, because if you have no fix, no fee model, when they're at that counter initially and you tell them, I'll take a look at it, and if I can't fix it, then you don't owe me anything. They think, wow, that's awesome. Great. And if you take it and you look at it and you can't fix it, and then you bring it back out of the front and you say, I'm sorry, I can't fix it. Here's what's wrong with it. Here are all the things that I did. And they say, well, let me give you something for your time. And you say, nope, that's my model. It's no fix, no fee. And we don't charge for that trying to help you out there. What are they going to think then? They're going to leave, and they're in the same boat. They still have to go replace that phone, but they're going to leave your shop thinking, man, that's pretty fucking awesome. Those guys are fucking awesome. They must be incredibly successful in order to be able to offer that model, because they just put time into my phone and they didn't ask for anything. And I'm definitely coming back here. The next time that I have a problem, I'm coming back here, because these guys know what they're doing. They were able to stay in business despite not charging people when they can't fix stuff. That's pretty fucking awesome. I'm coming back. And they're going to tell their friends, like, hey, this experience happened to me. They're going to like you. That's going to be very positive for your business, even when you're delivering bad news. Now, everybody that gets the good news, hey, I fixed your phone, everybody's happy to pay that bill. Everybody's happy to get back a working phone. So in order to go with that model, which I'm a huge believer in, that no fix, no fee model, in order to go with that model and have it work, you're not going to be collecting money on a lot of these phones that end up as no-fix phones. So that means you have to collect money on the phones that you can repair to sort of subsidize that. The people that are getting back working phones where you solved their problem, it doesn't matter what you did. They're getting back a working phone, so they are going to be happy. They're already happy. Here, your phone's working. Great. It's the price that I quoted you to begin with. Great. And then that's always going to be a good deal. Now, if you add to that and say, well, let's say that the middle people there are going to be happy because you fixed it. Now, if you say, and the people that are on the top, the people that have the really easy flip a cable around problems, should I discount them or not charge them if it's really easy? And the answer is no, because you're still fixing a problem for them. They're getting back a working phone. They're going to be happy. It's not your job to not only not charge the people that you can't fix, and to handhold the people that you can fix, but it was really easy for you because of your experience. If it hadn't been for sitting here and looking at hundreds of no-fix phones, then I may not know exactly which cap to look at, which cap to kick off that makes something turn into a really easy repair. It's only through that painful experience that I never was paid for that I have the information that I can use to go and solve problems very quickly. And so these guys don't have that experience and they don't have that information. So even if something is easy for me to do, to them, it's still, hey, this phone was dead and now it's alive. You turned a dead phone alive, and that has a flat rate. So I believe very much in flat rate solutions billing, no matter how hard or how easy it is. If I can't fix it, you don't pay. If I can fix it, you pay the flat rate. So no, the answer to the question of do I tier pricing based on what I actually have to do to fix the phone? Fuck no, hell no. If in order for the solutions model with no fix, no fee to work, you're going to have to charge not just the middle people, but the middle people and the easy people the same rate. And that ends up leaving the entire customer base happy. All right, let's go grab that phone out of the ultrasonic. Man, it is super quiet in here. It is like weird quiet in here. So let's say okay to that. Let's bring back that. Let's look over here. What's going on? This is like way before. I'm gonna let this dry here and see what's going on in chat, I think. NAND copying, grab the phone and run. Isn't our purpose in life to try to take money off the smoothers? Is that the word for the smooth brain? What, smooth brain, where did that even come from? Is the data copying software Chinese? Louis Rossman, all done. Oh, this is recent. Okay. Added to the electronics creative community. Thank you for doing that. How does that work? Okay. Went to the iPad rehab store to find screens. Yeah, Jessa is not going to sell screens. That's way not what we do. We're going to sell micro-soldering tools, chips, supplies, and things to help you do board repair. But we're not going to sell parts like screens. There's guys that do that really well. That's an entire wheelhouse and here's what I think about when you're selling something. When you're selling something, if you use it, then you know what's good and what to look for and what's shitty, and you are aware of defects and things. You know, if I'm selling chips, if there's a chips that I use, if something's fucked up about them, I'm going to be the one to notice it. So I'm not going to be sending out shit. If I am selling screens, we don't do enough general repair. I mean, I buy screens, I'll put a screen on a phone, but I can't tell you, I'm not the person to ask about different types of LCD refurbishing and whether the Tianma screen is better than the AEOU or UOA or even whatever that is. I have no clue on that. I don't do enough of that. So you have to, we're only going to sell things that we use, that we have an expertise in, because that's kind of the point of that. Let's see. Is it possible to mod and replace the Retina display with an AMOLED screen? I'm going to go with no. I am really glad I found this channel and Lewis's because they are damned awesome. Love both channels, but especially iPad Rehab. What is this talking about? Reactive help is one thing, but I think the world is pretty leery after that whole preemptive strike on bogus reasons. Sounds like current events in the chat. The U.S. should stop allying with Saudi Arabia that arms rebels with chemical weapons. People aren't loyal anymore. Look at relationships. Oh, people are loyal just fine. I wish the doctor had no fix, no fee. Well, see, that's the thing. No fix, no fee is appropriate when the value of the device is low. If I were fixing the space shuttle, it would not be no fix, no fee. If I were fixing even a Toyota, it would not be no fix, no fee. Once the value of the device is high enough that it warrants some competent professional to take a look at it, then you can charge a reasonable diagnostic fee. It just happens to not make sense for cell phones because cell phones are just too cheap. They're too easy to replace. Human body, that's pretty priceless. You know, that is pretty irreplaceable. So I think that doctors have every right to say, well, you know, before you just decide to commit suicide because this shit sucks so bad, I'll take a look, you know, but I'm going to charge you $100 for my time. I think that's totally reasonable. All right. Your motto should be, can we fix it? Yes, we can. Or we don't charge you. Yes. Lewis is on a rant about, I don't know what. Oh, Lewis is on his war in the Middle East rant. All right, I don't really know how to make this mouse work over here. I need a mouse pad. Wish Wix would change to mouse pads. All right. Jessa, any other situations where you drill under the apple to do interesting things? Nope, once a year. That's it. I only do that. Let's see. I can't read this. I want to go out on a date with you, then we can get married and have babies and live happily ever after. I'm sure that's directed at Lewis. Fuck current events, more micro soldering and board repair. All right, let's go ahead and do that. I don't go to doctors. You should go to the doctors. Doctors, there's nothing wrong with doctors. All right, let's see how this board looks now. And we know for sure that we need to doctor up some connectors. So my guess right now, let's go back and just confirm that it does not have a VCC main short, which it didn't have before, and it probably still doesn't now. So let's check over here. So I will stick my multimeter in diode mode, and I get a normal reading on VCC main. Let's go over to our particularly bad looking cap. And I think I'm getting normal readings for those guys as well. Now, just sort of as a matter of housekeeping, let's go ahead and kick that guy off because he is ugly. So we'll get rid of him. And as a matter of housekeeping, we'll kick off this guy just because he's a troublemaker. All right, done. Now, my guess as to why this phone is here and it didn't just boot right up immediately is going to be image problems. That because of the way this connector looks here, the LCD connector, that is pretty doggone shitty looking. So let's try and get that to make good connection. This pin right here looks particularly cold. In fact, just for the fun of it, let's see if it actually has lost its connection or not. Let's see. So right here, this guy looks bad, but I think he's still got a connection. That's really tight to get a reading on without touching the actual pin. Yeah, he's all right. Then over here, this is image power over here. Right there. That looks quite shitty. Yeah, so he's cold. Right there. Boom. See that? You're not going to be able to make an image if you don't have this pin talking to that pad. In this case, it's not. See, it's quiet. I don't get a continuity beep there. Okay, so that means we have a reason why this phone didn't appear to turn on. It probably did turn on, and it probably connected to iTunes. I don't know if that's true or not. It could have deeper problems, but let's see if we can get this connector to just make enough of a connection for data. All right, so I watched Lewis doing one of these the other day, and he was really not happy with not replacing a connector like this, but I don't have such qualms for data recovery. I think that we can make this connector great again. I think we can do it just fine. So we're going to use mini hot tweezers, and we're going to get in here, and can you guys see that under the microscope? Yes. And we're just going to kind of massage. It's kind of like taking a can of paint that's got a skin on the top of it, and we're just going to stir that dirty paint right in there. So we're just going to reconnect these piece of shit corroded connections. I remember getting a lot of flack on some blog post one time by somebody who I think then lived to regret that, because I described our water damage process back when we used to fix water damage, not just for data recovery like we do now. And I remember saying something like I would hand reflow every bad looking joint, which is what this is. Reflowing these joints by hand with hand tools. Hand reflow. And the guy was like, "What the fuck is hand reflow, you noob? You don't know what you're talking about." I do a little bit. I know how to make a phone turn back on by hand reflowing it. So I'm going to hand reflow it. Alright, so this is just needs to make connection in order for data. Now the backlight I don't really give that much of a shit about. Backlight we can live without. And backlight, we do need to check for a short on backlight line because we did see corrosion at backlight caps. Alright, Sam is asking for approval. Oh, here's my new business development of the day. So speaking of selling things in your store that you know, having an expertise, meaning that you are a user. You got to be an end user of whatever it is that you're selling in order to have the expertise that you need to pick the right product and to know enough about the product in order to sell it. So I don't think you can really sell a Lexus if you've never driven a Lexus. So I hired 2 new employees today, and their names are Bailey Burdett and Sam Burdett. And I hired them to head up the new iPad Rehab Youth Gadget Supply Department. And I think this is going to be really great. This idea might be a total flop, but I think it will be kind of like a great little sort of homeschooling-ish thing to do. So do like a little bit of Mom Academy, at least over the summer. So they were talking about the rage in 6th grade. Who knows what the rage is in 6th grade as far as a little youth gadget toy kind of thing? What do the 6th graders all have that they pretty much didn't have, I don't know, 6 months ago or a year ago? What is it that we're talking about here? Which, the way these like fad toys and shit work is just totally fucking nuts. All right, let's see if you guys know. Let's see if you guys can tell me what is the toy? All right, what's Cowboy Butler? I don't know what this is. I don't know how old that is either. Is that old enough? Easy Cowboy, mother of all boards. You can report that to Twitch to help them out. I don't know what you guys are talking about. I bet this is going to be an easy repair. Maybe. All right, let's see if you guys know. Let's see. Hoverboard, that's a good guess. Pubic hair, that's a bad guess. Mini drones, never heard of. That sounds pretty cool. Is Jessa grating cheese? It sounds like cheese grating. That is the sound of my air filter, Lewis, which I will always turn on because I don't want to get cancer. I've got no idea. All right, here's what it is. Really, I'm surprised that you guys don't know. Tamagotchi? No, it is not. Anybody else picked it? It's a Toyota. No, it's not. All right, here's what it is. It is this something ridiculous that is called a fidget toy. Have you heard of this? A fidget toy, or just a fidget toy. Which, what the fuck is a fidget toy? A fidget toy apparently is like some variation of like a top. I don't even know. I've never even seen one. But it has like 3 things on it and a center part, and you spin it around. That's it. I mean, this is the kind of toy that Laura Ingalls Wilder would have played with if she had one. Laura Ingalls Wilder probably had a fidget toy along with her corn husk doll and the little like ball that you try to catch in the little cup. This is that kind of toy. And apparently it is this huge rage in 6th grade where every kid has got to have one of these things. Now, this is the kind of thing that fidget toy, piece of shit thing that you just, hang on to for a while and then toss. That sounds right up the alley of China, and I bet that AliExpress will have boatloads of these. So we looked up Bailey, how much is a fidget toy? And he said that he thinks that they're like $14. And that if he had $14, he would buy one right now. What? For some piece of shit, basically a variant of a top? And, so then I showed him the miracle wonderland of the giant Walmart that is China and AliExpress, which fucking blew their minds. And so I'm like, look, you can get these for $1.79. Free shipping. So they thought that was pretty awesome. And so then the idea for iPad Rehab Youth Gadget Supply was born, where then I told him, why don't you guys hang around in AliExpress and see, oh, you guys can't see that. Why don't you hang around in AliExpress and see if you can find some other cool toys. And then I suggested some things. I said, all right, let's think ahead to summer. What do you think would be cool? I said, how about, well, I said a couple things that they thought was lame. Oh, here's something I thought was cool. I was wrong. I said, what about a little USB flash drive that was like a snap bracelet? Wouldn't that be cool? You know, just like the old snap bracelets, but it's got a little USB drive. I've seen those before. I think that would be cool. And they were like, no, that's not cool. That's snap bracelets. No, that's out. Nobody does that anymore. That's lame. That's lame, Mom. Oh, I did not know that. And then I saw the cool little, that little bird that is the desk thing that, you know, it tips down and tips back up. You know that thing? The little bird thing? Thought that'd be cool. I was informed that was in fact not cool. That was old and lame. Did not know that either. So, let's make it go back on Microscope. So, I think, hey, you know, it's pretty cool. And then I got a hit. Then I said, all right, how about this? This is cool. And it was a piece of shit LED device with a couple like watch batteries in it that you can put on your bike. And when you ride your bike, this thing spins around and it will make patterns, little LED light patterns on the wheels, which is, you know, that's pretty cool. So I was like, I think this is cool. And then Bailey looked at that and he was like, that is awesome. I would love to have that. Oh my God, that's so cool. So there you go. So I tasked them while I came in here to fix these jobs it was really cute. I set them up with a spreadsheet and I wanted them to calculate the cost and landed cost plus shipping and go do research on what these things would cost on Amazon Prime or Toys R Us and kind of come up with what they felt would be a set of youth gadget toys that would have a good margin and actually be a profitable thing to sell around here to local kids. So they were all over that. And we talked about business and talked about how, you know, what if you order 500 of these things and you only ever sell 25 and calculate what kind of a loss that would be. And what if you order these things and then it turns out they just break really easy and they're a piece of shit and everybody wants to return them. So we talked about getting samples and figuring out what you actually really liked and kind of play testing them. So I think this is going to be a really fun thing to do with them. And I'm excited to see where they go with it. And it'll just be a great kind of little lesson in business. I think every kid needs to think about, you know, business. Learn a little bit about retail sales at some point. And the best way to do that is to do it practically, hands-on, and see what you can learn. All right, let's see what's going on in chat over here. Let's see. What is going on? I really don't like how you can't scroll very well. My fidget toy was my cell phone. China makes all. Yes. Yeah, they are 50 cents. Yes. All right. Where did I... Louis says he's going to pass out on the floor. I bet that is true. All right. Lithium hates mazes. All right. Somebody is 3D printing fad toy. Yes, it is. Fad toy. That's exactly what this could be called. Fad toys. The spinner thing. Yes. That's exactly right. I have a fidget toy. You do? Well, tell us about your fidget toy. Are there like different kinds? Do you like the one you have? Is it a piece of shit? Do you wish you had a different one? Tell us all about it. We got to know. Inquiring minds need to know about fidget toys. Fidget toys. Roller skate, bearings, and plastic. Yes. Oh, scroll, you piece of shit. Scroll. What is this? Uh-oh. Sam wants money. Fidget cubes. Yes, that was the other thing that they were into. Is Louis Rossman reading The Joys of Womanhood again? It's Fascinating Womanhood, not Joys of Womanhood. One of the funding sites got $1 million to make fucking fidget toys for Laura Ingalls Wilder? Oh my god, that's ridiculous. I had a bottle of Don Q Cocoa tonight, and by bottle he means 2 bottles. It was excellent. Fidget toys, skate bearings, yeah, that's... Fidget toys are to treat ADHD, which every kid has in 6th grade. Snap bracelets. Fidget toys, something for us that are quitting smoking to make the fingers busy. All right. That's what 3rd graders find fun, or toddlers, not 6th graders. Next generation is so lost. I am disappointed Jessa said she'd read it if I read it. She never read it. I'll read it. I'll read it right now. If I had one, I would read it right now. But I sent it to you, so I don't have it anymore. I sent it to you to give, for you to seriously give it to Venera to see, to be like, this, I know you're getting married, and just want you to have this so that everything works out. And I don't want to have any problems since you guys both work here. I think that would be fucking hilarious. All right. Better off with a ball and cup. Maybe so. All right. I think that the Twitch people are also in the YouTube people, so it's kind of the same. Can you lower the quality manually? That seems to be the same stuff. All right, what's this over here? All right. A fidget toy could be anything. My Fisher AG7 is my fidget toy. That sounds a little dangerous. Rare earths? Mining? What the heck are you guys? Jessa, where is everybody at the club? In the club. The club is closed for Easter, for Jesus. It's Jesus's day. So, have some respect. And obviously everybody's at home to, celebrate Jesus with their family. Fascinating mansplaining. Let's talk about something a little more serious, like how the fuck the Americans ruined Cadbury's. That is a very Easter topic, but I don't really know what you mean. What do you mean ruined it? Isn't it always the same? The $1 million was the Fidget Cube. China makes it all. Yes, it does. Oh, I don't know how to scroll with this thing. So I'm suspecting the USA is letting China strangle the market to push the prices up so they can come in later and take over at the elevated price, and China is all depleted. I'm guessing that is about mining. Resources. The club is hitting board repair fixing things. Have you fixed an iPad Pro yet? Yes, a whole bunch of them. In fact, there's probably some here right now. Yeah, we fixed a lot of those things. What else is going on in here? It is hard to scroll with this. I'm in a class with a professor who is doing ellipsometry research on graphene as a superconductor. That stuff is amazing. Your professor called. He said, put your phone down and pay attention to class. iPad Pro gas gauges flick off too easy. Well, then stick them back on. Oh my gosh. Okay. Are we at the end of chat, I think? Oh, I can't really see that. I don't know how this little mouse works. Let's make it go over here. Oh, I need a mouse pad. What can you use to be a temporary mouse pad? How about a piece of paper? That might work. That does work. does work a little bit better. The ADHD drugs permanently fuck your brain, said no evidence ever. I was one of the lucky ones. My teacher tried to put me on a drug, but my parents refused. Well, I don't know about that. Cadbury ruined themselves. Oh, that doesn't scroll. As soon as the legislation was passed so that you could use the word chocolate for pretty much anything. ADHD is far overdiagnosed. Who knows? I mean, that whole ADHD issue, you know, the one of the books that I really like, maybe I'll send it to Lewis to read as part of his audiobook collection, is a book called The Last Child in the Woods. I think that's the name of it, The Last Child in the Woods. And it was talking about how we've lost this connection to nature that we've had evolutionarily. And I'm a huge believer in the unanticipated consequences of divorcing ourselves from what has been our evolutionary history for a very long time, for millions of years. And that there is something that is mentally calming about nature and looking at nature and being with nature and spending time in the sort of quiet naturalness of nature where you're attuned to different sensations when you are in nature and you're paying attention to different things. And physically in 3D space, you're oriented to the natural world as you're walking through the woods. And just seeing the amount of green, you know, that this sort of green leaves has been a part of our evolutionary success for a long time. And just physically seeing that and having that register with our brain is a really calming thing. And we don't have any fucking idea whether or not that community with nature, which has been part of our evolutionary history since the dawn of time. We have no idea. What does it actually mean for brain development to just sort of take that away? And we've done that really suddenly. You know, even if you go back to to when I was a kid compared to when many of you guys that are younger than me were kids, when I was a kid, we didn't have any of this electronic stuff. You know, for us, TV was when you get off the bus, Gilligan's Island is going to be on. After that, then the fucking news comes on. That's boring as shit. We only had 3 channels, and they were all boring, so you went outside to play. We lived in the woods, and I spent far more time hanging out in the woods, you know, mucking around the marsh than I did with the Atari Pac-Man game or the basketball game where the ball was a square because they couldn't even make it round. So that wasn't that long ago. That was my generation. Grew up largely outside on bikes, riding around the neighborhood. That's what people did. Just like in Stranger Things, you know, that was a Netflix show. And you just look at those kids in their life and how they communicate. They had like walkie-talkies. And they got together and they played games socially. And if you think about what was like really exciting for them, it was something you had to wait and look forward to. You didn't get to just pick what you wanted to watch on TV. You had to wait for it to be Tuesday night at 7:30. And there was a lot more delay and waiting and a lot more boringness in life. And you didn't just get your brain constantly stimulated with the most exciting, loud, flashing thing that there is. And that was recent. So now we are raising an experimental generation. This is the first generation of kids that at birth, they've really grown up with this incredibly compelling new thing, which is mobile devices, handheld electronics. Even babies are, you know, they don't know what's going on. Why would a baby give a shit whether or not you're giving them an iPad for them to watch whatever that show is that's for babies, the Teletubbies, you know, with a sun that comes up with a baby's face in it and these like weird ass creatures that just go around and tickle each other. That is a fucked up show. But if you give a baby an iPad with Teletubbies on it, or you stick the baby down on a you know, mat with toys and grass and the woods around, that baby is drawn to the electronics. It is something that is pushing buttons in their brain for reward or stimulation or whatever it is. Babies are sucked to this like a fly or a moth to the porch light. And they're growing up with that. So we're like drugging these babies, and we don't know what that does. We have no fucking clue. We have no idea how does this constant stimulation affect the brain development as we really divorce it away from the way it always has been. We have no idea. So is ADHD overdiagnosed? Maybe, you know, probably. But there's also really compelling changes that we've made to our brain chemistry. So it may just be sort of a natural consequence of really fucking with the way brains develop now compared to how they always have. Let's look and see what this connector looks like now that it has dried off a little bit, and see if it looks like we could take a stab at it or if we actually need to replace the connector. Let's see. All right, let's see if we have continuity through our line there that we did not earlier. Let's find out. These long streams, they get a little ranty. Gotta cut back on the ranting. Did not intend to do an ADHD last child in the woods rant. That's what I love about our schools, though. You know, they made an outdoor playground. Nope, not good enough. Nope, not good enough. I'm going to clear out some of this silicone around it. So they raised money, made an outdoor playground, which is great. I've gone over there and taught the kids to, you know, do the like leaf pigment separation, little fun thing to do. Stuff like that. All right, so we're just going to get rid of some of this shit in here. So it's just kind of, you know, a wonder. Now all these kids need fidget toys. It seems really logical that growing up and developing your brain under kind of this near constant state of extreme stimulation is gonna make you fucked up. You know, it's a drug. It's a drug for parents. It's a drug for kids. I mean, what parent in their own busy life where they have to constantly face their own sort of bombardment of all kinds of information, you know, just it used to be if you wanted to get a recipe book, you could go down and you could pick up an issue of Woman's Day, and it might tell you how to make a casserole. Or you could buy The Joy of Cooking. That was it. Those were your two choices. That's what we had. But now, it is, you have all of the specialty blogs and the Pioneer Woman and all of the Thug Kitchen, which is fucking hilarious. You've got you can't even pick which cooking magazine do I want to even look at, much less which new recipe do I want to try. It's just constant, overwhelming information. Which one's the best? Everybody wants to make the one best choice. That's a part of human nature as well. And you can't possibly make the one best choice when you live in this information overload all the time. So parents, Adults are constantly, there's no break from it, there's no rest. What's the last thing you do at night? You're looking at your phone. What's the first thing you do when you wake up? You're looking at your phone. There's just this world of constant notifications, and there is no time to just be. I remember this from one of the mindfulness books. I posted this on my friend's post the other day where she was talking about she tried to take a yoga class, and the entire time, it's supposed to be all mindfulness and meditation and relaxation. And the entire time she's thinking, oh shit, I told this guy that I was going to have this thing done today that I didn't do yet. And, if I get out of here by 9:45, I can take this other road and I'll be able to get to work 15 minutes earlier, probably. Or maybe I shouldn't do that. And then she's thinking, what am I going to make for dinner? There's this, you're not mindful. You're constantly thinking ahead, thinking about other shit. And I remember the book that I didn't read because I was too busy doing other shit like this. It said, when was the last time you took a shower? And by took a shower, he means, when was the last time you actually stood in the shower for the sake of taking a shower? And what you were thinking about was just the feeling of warm water falling on your shoulders. And that's a nice feeling. Who pays attention to that? Nobody. The entire time you're in the shower, you're thinking about what you're going to do that day, whether or not you have clean socks. You're thinking about whether or not you're going to need to cut the grass before this weekend. You're thinking about all kinds of bullshit that runs everybody's life. Or you're thinking about which one of the recipe books you should pick in order to try out a new recipe. You're thinking about which restaurant should you go to on Saturday. And constant thinking about stuff. Instead of just being mindful and being in the moment. I'm going to take off this cap just because it looks a little bit ugly and he doesn't need to be there. Yeah, it looks way ugly. Look at that pad under there. It looks like someone took a shit on that pad. Looks like that pad had ADHD and it got burned out. All right. I'm still not sure about this. I can't feel the edge of the pin there very well. I don't know. It might be torn. That pad might be actually torn, in which case we're going to have to take the connector off. Well, let's see if we got it or not. Let's see. Let's see if we got that or not. I would really like this mouse to work. Stop fucking with that. Let's see. Oh, there we go. Prescribe meth. What? We have no idea why cell phones or laptops, the frequencies they give off, especially if you have a cell phone in front of an old school technology like an old receiver, buzzing off of cell phone frequency. Yeah, we don't really know about that. We don't really know a lot. This is a total giant experiment. And we have absolutely no idea what's going to happen. Yep, broken pad. Broken. All right, so we have Houston, we have a problem. We have a broken pad there. All right, let's just see whether or not I should make a jumper or just replace the connector. Let's see. Barlow lens lowers image quality. I don't like the Barlow lens. I like the extra light of the non-Barlow lens. All right, let's see. Let's take a look. And what I like about this stand is that I can raise it up like this so that I can really kind of get a good look at a particular joint. Yeah, that shit is gone. That's gone, ain't never coming back. Yeah, that's like I think it'd be a little bit of a challenge to get a jumper on that pin because it's just so stuck in there. Let's see, do we want to... I don't think it would really help us that much even if we did change the connector. Is the pad actually gone or is it just still shitified? Might still be there. Alright, let's mess with that a little bit more and see if I can nudge it out. Let's see. People use not knowing as an excuse to make things up. Oh, I don't know about that. Alright, let's see if I can get this in here a little bit. I can even feel that pin. It is a challenge to feel that pin. All right, let's try to just stick a little jumper there so that we could get this done faster rather than having to change the connector. So I'm going to grab a piece of wire. Where did he go? Ran away. Fucker. Fuck you, fucker. I am pretty impressed that Lewis is not dead or asleep right now. Dead would have been far more likely. That fucker is amazingly adept at escaping death. Alright, let's see if we can get that to connect. Get on there, mofo. Get off the ground, not that. Tag to that, not this. No, I want you to go on there. Like I told you. Not on that ground. I told you not to get on the ground. Still not on that pin. I want you to touch the pin. The braid touches the pin, or the braid gets burned. The braid touches the pin. Touch it. Alright, let's see. I don't know about that. That pin is deeply fucked in there. In the connector. Yay, we got it. Hooray. Alright. Let's see. What else do we need to worry about around here before we can give it the old college try? It's not going to have a backlight, that's for sure. That backlight shit is fucking gone. But let's just make sure it doesn't have a short on backlight line. Let's just see. Looks kind of shorty over here. Alright, that's the ground side. And what about you? Look at that, you're fucking okay. Diode is probably fucked, but just for the fun of it, let's give you a little backlight jumper. If we can dig up a little bit of that pad, just because it would be nice to actually see an apple instead of having to shine a light through the screen. Let's just see if we can give you a little bit of help, just in case you can work with that piece of shit backlight. That pad might be beyond the pale, as in not a pad at all. As in totally fucking gone. Yeah, there's nothing left of that. Nope. No backlight for you. Okay. I think we should go ahead and see what happens if we test this fucker, because it is getting a little bit late and I am ready to be done. Let's see. Let's see if we can dig up some known good iPhone 6 shiz. Screen, dock, and let's go with the DC power supply. Screen, dock, and a DC power supply. All right. I stayed at a Holiday Inn last night, and I bet you could fix this iPhone 6. That's our problem with the right to repair. I never realized that. We needed to stay at the fucking Holiday Inn. If we had stayed at the Holiday Inn, then we would have been able to get Nebraska to pass a fucking bill. What a colossal fuck up. I can't believe we didn't realize that till right now. All right. It's just Michael Oberdick on YouTube. iPad rehab. I want that stack of iPads. My student minis, fuck that. My poor students need my student minis. The reason why I have so many of the student minis is because the first round that I bought, I didn't realize there was going to be, and I thought I bought these student minis for the course way back when. This is at the beginning, and I thought, hey, these will be great because you can do so many repairs. You can do mini digitizer connector was really popular at the time. We'll be able to do backlight work. We'll be able to do TriStar work. This will be able to like look at the gas gauge, and in this one device, there's all these great repairs that we'll be able to do. But I was stupid and started with and charge port, flat flexible charge port. Thought it was gonna be great. I was stupid enough to start with the iPad mini digitizer connector. So on day one, course one, week one, ever. Demo, here's how you do iPad mini digitizer connector. All right, let's get started. And I was dumb enough to not say, why don't we come up one by one or in groups of 4 and we'll watch you guys do one, make sure everything's going on. So it was like demo, okay, have at it. We'll come around and watch everybody on the monitors. And then about 5 minutes later, every single one of these student iPad minis had pulled pads on the digitizer connector, which was exactly what we had cautioned them not to do. Whoops. So that is a particularly difficult thing to kind of get over. All right, so I just prompted this thing to boot, and it is not showing me any kind of image, and my DC power supply right here is telling me that it is just sitting here stuck at about 500 milliamps. 500 milliamps is a little bit hot. So let's see if we can find a hotspot. Let's turn it off. I'll take the screen off because it doesn't just need a screen. It has bigger fish to fry. And let's connect back the DC power. So I'm using my plug connected to the DC power supply, and let's see what happens. Let's prompt it to boot. So I'm going to prompt it. Oh, I got a short somewhere on my cables. Okay, I'm going to prompt it to boot with just a straight up USB. Prompt and pull out, and it goes straight to that 500 milliamps and just hangs out there. So we'll use the heat detection method. That's my favorite. The old face. Nothing better than your face. And it seems really hot over here on one of these coils. So let's see if we have a short. Ding. All right. So it seemed hot around here. So let's check our 1v8 SD-RAM line. Let's check it for short. And survey says not short, not short, not short, not short. All right, let's try to guess where this heat was then. Ah, 1v8. All right, so we found a short 1v8, and I think that's probably going to be like under Mason or Cumulus, or I mean under our audio IC, but let's check. It is not. Chris Long says, is it current limited to 500 milliamps? Nope, it's 1 or 2 amps or something like that. Okay, it rubs the flux on its skin. Yes. NAND. Nope, it's not going to be NAND. It's going to be Mason or audio IC, in my opinion. Okay, so let's show you guys the XW tool so that we can see our choices. All right, this guy's gonna, the XW is gonna wake it up for the morning. All right, let's go to screen and the XW iPhone 6. Or it gets the solder again. That's right. Michael Oberdick says, I have her on my TV tonight and keep thinking that meter beeps is my microwave. Beep, beep. Sorry. All right. Let's go with 1v8. All right, 1v8. Our choices. So it seemed to be getting hot right here. So I was thinking it was on the other side, but it was actually in that corner, but it was right here. That's where it was getting hot. So that kind of led us to this 1v8 line short. So what are our choices? From the picture of corrosion. Remember, this is why it was so important to look at the board before we put it in ultrasonic. And where was the worst corrosion? It was around here. So we had in the connector area, it looked bad. It was virtually none down on the bottom of the board. And then let's think about what that means for the top of the board. We did have a cap here that looked really, really bad, but we kicked him off. So it is possible that the NAND itself is the cause of our short, but we also had really significant corrosion in this area, which leads us to audio IC and Mason. So I'm gonna guess that our short is likely under audio IC or Mason, but it could be under NAND, but these would be definitely farther up my list. So let's review that on what the board looks like. And right around here, look at how ugly that is. Right there, look at that. That is water. All of this, there was water here. So for that reason, I'm going to take off Mason and I'm going to take off audio IC. And we're going to see if they look like a baby diaper underneath. Hopefully they do. And if they do, then that's good news for us. All right, so let's take those suckers off. So we're going to crank up our heat and see what happens. All right. Paul Daniels says, oh, I so want to undermine the XW. We'll have at it. At least you are not like some programmer, and when someone tells them something like that, they just do RAM caching to take up half the space they have. All right, let's go ahead and get off. Let's start with audio IC. Come on, buddy. That does not look as shitty as I would like it to look. Alright, let's hope for better luck with Mason. Come on, Mason. Show us your dirty drawers. Shit yourself. Alright, we got a winner. We got a piece of shit right there, matching the board right there. Let's drill down on that. And let's hope that that was the 1v8 short. So I'm pretty sure those are 1v8s. I mean, look at how fucking corroded that was. And think about, like, what Ultrasonic does to that. Look at the fact that they're, like, if I get rid of this, there's no ball there left. It is eaten. It is consumed by the monster that is water damage. Look at that. Son of a gun, it's gone. And look at this one. Look at how it is just eaten away. Chomped it. Just pulverized, nothing left. Just a little baby nub of a ball. Just a little tiny thing. Like Lewis's balls. That's what they look like. Right there. Alright. Let's look at the board then. I'm sure it is safe to talk shit about Lewis because he is no way still awake now. Look at that. That is all smushed together. Now let's see who wants to take a guess. Is that right there? Is that spot? Is that spot? Let's focus that up for you guys. Is that spot going to be 1v8? Who wants to guess? Right here. The matching shitball. All right, let's go take a look. Let's go back to ZXW and take a look. So screen and look at that. 1v8 is that third ball. 1v8, third ball, and over here. Those guys. So let's go back and look at our board. And let's orient it the same way that ZXW is. See that? 1, 2. Let me get the microscope camera a little bit more focus. There we go. 1v8 is right there. And these guys. All right, so there you go. So now let's go ahead and clean up this area. And now we will either have cleared our 1v8 shorts or not. If not, then we're going to be a little bit screwed because then it means it is going to be likely within the NAND. But I think that we have a reasonable chance that it was that we found it. Why is this wigging out? Stop wigging out. Stop wigging out. Sensor error. Why don't you like this? You were just fine the other day. Alright, let's give up on you. Let's try other station. Why so dark? It's dark when I focus, when I get really close, because the camera just can't pick up, there's just not enough light to go to the camera. And the camera already is on, you know, kind of maximum brightness. So it's plenty light for my eyes with 2 oculars, but for this just one, it's dark. And that's just, focus, you motherfucking dickless set of balls! You tell him. All right, whoops, you can't see me again. Whoops. All right, so we're just kind of mopping the floor over here at the Mason gym. And we'll go ahead and clean up audio IC just in case there's some corrosion in there. knock back whatever that dude is. There you go, little buddy. You hang out there. You'll be fine. Okay. Now let's see if we are on the right track and have we cleared this short, or are we fucking screwed and we're gonna break this board in half. Let's find out. Let's take some bets. Who thinks that we have cleared the 1v8 line short? And who thinks that this board is going to get snapped? Let's see. Time for the multimeter. The multimeter of truth. All right, we'll measure our short back over here. And with a probe on ground. Oh, fuck. Boo. Boo. We still have a 1v8 line short. That sucks, because that really seemed like that had a good chance of resolving it. And it actually makes this like a much bigger deal repair than... Alright, I don't think there's anything else that's really a good candidate, but let's go take a look. Let's see. Not camera. Let's go on a hunt. Alright, what else could it be? That is a little cap. Is that still there? Is that fucker still there? Yeah, I think he is still there. Alright, so there's a little 1v8 cap right there by this dude. So let's look for that. Nope. Camera. Microscope. It's not going to be him. But let's just rule that out. Alright, what other candidates do we have? So with these, you know, it's often within the NAND where that mason was almost certainly the cause, because there's no way that water got under the NAND. I mean, the NAND's all protected by underfill. So that means that the actual short, which was that mason horrific corrosion, would have then caused an internal short inside the NAND. And that's a deal breaker if that's the case. So we still have a 1v8 short there. So let's see what any other choices are. Let's see. Back here, I don't really think there's going to be any. There was never any water over here, so it's not going to be these caps. And there wasn't enough water at the PMIC. We could, since there was one bad cap here, we can go after these caps. So that's our only sort of other real possibility. Otherwise, we're going to be left with sort of internal short to the NAND. Most of these are filters. Actually, there was quite a bit of water up here. Let's see if any of these are caps. Nope. 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 None of them are caps. Nope. Nope. None of those are going to be caps. We can kick off backlight driver. And that's a filter. Oh, let's look over here. Yeah, it was definitely 1v8. Oh, did I cause it with my oh, that's a good idea. Maybe I caused it here. Yeah, that could be it. Yeah, let's hope for that. That makes a lot of sense. Let's go ahead and take off that connector then and see if we can just relieve that short from the fucked up area. All right, so we're going to take off. We're going to speed up a little bit because I want to get out of here now. If it's the NAND, do I get a prize? No, I would be, the only way it could be the NAND is if it had a 1v8 short that caused internal damage, but that would be rare in this case. I don't see how it would do that. It's possible, but that would be low on my differential. That would be low for me. The main power rail. What are you talking about? Short inside the NAND. Only one solution. Rehat CPU, bro. Not sure how that's going to help you out with your NAND problem, bro. Wow, look at how jacked these tweezers are. I kind of like these, like, pet tweezers that just get so fucking raped. They're kind of like my little buddies after a while. Also clear that cat bridge under audio IC. I thought I did. Alright, let's get rid of this. Yeah, that is pretty fucked up in there. Wow, that pad was gone. Son of a gun, that was gone. That was chewed up. But that kind of means two things. One is, hopefully, this was just me bridging something, but I don't know. That's possible, because that's kind of dug up there. This is under the dude. Possible. But it also means that was so damaged from corrosion there that could mean that it actually hurt the NAND. So it could really be 50-50 either way on that. Alright, let's see what is up in this area. Alright, let me review in GXW what the little... Let me turn that thing off. Let's review. Alright, so this little cap, these two caps, they're both on 1V8. Alright, let's hope that this is the reason why we have 1V8 short. Let's see. Let's find out. Oh yeah, baby. Yeah, it was a fucking jumper. Piece of shit. So funny. I should have just replaced that connector from the get-go. But it's rare that they have that significant pad damage. Yep, alright. 1V8 short is officially gone. Alright. And now we get to... I guess let's put back on Mason first. And now we will, if we were smart, we would see if this phone boots. But fuck that. Let's just try to plow through and get Mason back on here and then get some kind of a connector on here, which is going to be a bit of a challenge now. That's going to be a challenge. Where are my Masons? Let's see. All right. Now her sentence makes more sense. What sentence? Talking about? She fixed it 10%. What does that mean? What you talking about? I think Twitch has given up on me. There are maybe one person or two people that fell asleep that didn't bother to turn it off. Twitch is a giant fail for Jessa. Alright, let's flip this around. Lewis made me watch this. He's gone crazy on this. He's just like, what the fuck is this? It was some chick on some Twitch stream that is sitting there painting her tits and making balloon animals. And is just, that's her channel, and people are just sitting there watching it, millions of people. So Lewis was just like, I can't compete with tit painting. I told him to do an experiment that he should try. That, you know, why not? You should try it. You should you know, see what happens. Do 2 streams. One where you are, you know, wearing like a normal fitting shirt, not the size small shit you stuff yourself into, but a real, actual size medium t-shirt for one stream. And then do another stream the next day where you wear like some kind of like wife beater shirt and then like spill something on it and like take it off. See if there's a difference or not. Alright, now there was like a little piece of solder floating around there that, I don't know what happened to it. He should paint his junk and see what happens to it. That's not happening. He's surprisingly super modest. So that is not going to happen for sure. Not happening. And I don't know what happened to that little solder ball. Probably went under there and caused another short. Alright, now what to do about this mofo? What to do about this mofo? Alright, let's like start by getting this thing cleaned up. He looks healthy in those tighter shirts. I think Lewis could get at least $20 out of tit painting. Yeah, I think he should paint. He could paint like a Pepe the Frog or something. It would totally be up his alley. I think it's a good idea. But I was just like, stop watching this shit. This is like a car accident. People can't help but watch it. It's the same stuff where all day long it's talking about the same thing, which is this kind of culture of information overload. You know, that's the deal. Where, you know, it starts out as kids and it goes on for until death. And it sucks. It is just everything. Every piece of news, every article, every ad, everything has to be just so over the top. Louder, brighter, more compelling. It's like our entire lives are being now lived on the Las Vegas Strip. And everything is competing for our attention dollars. And it's tough. It is tough to live in a world where people are getting craftier and craftier. It's kind of like the shit with Doritos. You know, Doritos are really not that good. Who wants to eat a triangle? Who wants to eat a red triangle? No one. No one sits down and thinks, you know what'd be good? Some red, hard triangles. That would, kind of be a little bit, like, get stuck in your throat a little bit. Nobody thinks that's a good idea. But the food scientists over at Frito-Lay or whoever makes Doritos, they've spent millions of dollars and years of research going, how can we make a red triangle piece of dog food taste so compellingly good that people will just sit there and shove fistfuls of them down their throat. They'll like chew up these little triangle things. And it's almost like the triangle shape is designed to kind of hurt you a little bit so that you can penetrate the flavor molecules that are designed by the food scientists. So they're like, all right, let's go over to the closet and pour out the sugar, salt, and fat. We're going to mix it up. And then we're going to get out some fake red shit. We're going to spray paint them with that. And then we're going to come up with some magic mad scientist flavor profile that we will test. We will test and test and test until we figure out what is the exact combination that no one can resist. And then we'll just sort of laugh our asses off that we're making people not just fucking sit here and eat triangle-shaped dog food, but they are fucking loving it. They are just chowing down on this stuff. Can you believe it, Bob? We fucking did it. We pulled it off. We came up with enough science behind food chemistry that we were able to pull those evolutionary triggers to get these poor fucks to sit here and fucking eat triangle-shaped red dog food. Ha 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 ha. You know, that's what Doritos are. And so now when you go to the grocery store, there's aisles and aisles of of food scientist science fair projects, plus combine that with the, PhDs at marketing, packaging, and branding, and they're all working together to create something that is really just evolutionarily compelling. You can't resist. Gotta eat those fucking Doritos. So now it's like the exact same thing is going on with information just in general. The news, ads, blogs, just even the local news on TV, everything is, the regular news nothing pierces the radar screen anymore. They're competing with the Dorito scientists. And they're crazy scienced up news now, just like scienced up Doritos. All right, what are we going to do about this pin? Processed food equals cancer. Kind of, maybe you could make an indirect argument. Sure, being fat makes cancer for sure. I think my dog eats better than I do, says Chris. Yep. Can you believe it, Bob? Bob, stop eating the triangles. You know what we put in them. What's wrong with you? Spit it out. Yeah, I'd like to see the MSDS on Doritos. Yeah, so, but it used to be, food where, Snackwells was the thing, and everybody is kind of a slave to, having to resist that, starting with kids. Like my little girls will naturally, they love like peas and corn and all kinds of fruit. They'll sit there and eat, sugar snap peas and red peppers. That's what they like. But if you put Doritos around, they'll eat them. And they don't even prefer them. It's like they'll be played by the evolutionary mad scientists. So you can't have that shit around. All right, we gotta break it up over here. You get the fuck out. All right, this guy's a little bit of a problem because he is now dug up ground thanks to me. So we'll have to come up with a strategy to get around that. Are you ground? No, he's not ground. Alright, maybe it'll be okay. Alright, so I think I'm gonna stick. If I felt like being here long enough, I would just cover this with a little bit of solder mask and not worry about it. But I don't want to stand around here and wait for that shit to dry. I think I'm going to get rid of this temptation of ground. Let's just kind of scrape that away. Let's just get rid of that. Let's just peel that away. Go on now. Go on. Get on out of here. Alright, don't want to have any problems. Just don't want any problems. Okay, do I have an iPhone 6 LCD connector? Alright, I'm going to go on a hunt for that. Oh, CPU in view. That's what we're working on. Scraping around there. There we go. Legit making nachos now. I hope they don't have Doritos in them, Michael Overdick. I can't imagine that you eat Doritos. Doritos is bad. Bad shit. iPhone 6 LCD. Where are you? There we go. We got one. Got a whole bunch. So we were talking about that this morning. The idea that you know what you don't ever hear about? You don't ever hear about boring shit happened to Bob, the food scientist, and his wife, Shirley. You know what they did? They went out to dinner at Applebee's. And then they came home, and they had a little bit of an argument about whether or not Bob should have left the trash can out at the curb all day. But, it wasn't that big of a deal. They came in and they decided that they were going to watch what Shirley wanted to watch on Netflix, so they did. And after a while, Shirley fell asleep and on the couch, and Bob stayed up a little bit later than her. He went to the office, he jerked off to some porn, came back out, and said, "Hey, hon, let's go up to bed." They went to bed, and that was their night. I mean, that's just boring shit that happens to everyone and no one cares. So no one ever talks about that. And the result is that the only news you ever hear about is all sorts of bullshit. This is not the right fucking connector. This is not... Why was this one in iPhone? Is it the right connector? Oh, maybe it is. Okay, fair enough. Alright, before I do this, I'm going to stick my wire on fucker dude over here so that we can get him connected to where he's supposed to go in advance. True story, bro. Gotta give Doritos credit. Their commercials are legit. Yeah, see? Like that. Those guys are like the MIT award-winning winners of the science fair. You know, because they've got the cool guy from the marketing department partnered up, and they know what's what. They've got it all going on. They know what's what. All right, let's stick this bitch on here if we can, and see. Well, let's see if the mini hot tweezers are going to work with this station. Something's up with my 203. My old trusty 203. At least the mini hot tweezers will work. Hope Bob covered his webcam. Is this why Doritos are so good? True story? Here's the true story about it. Well, that's not true. I have no idea what the true story is, but the urban legend I heard was that Doritos originally were round. Maybe this is totally bullshit. Probably is. But that they made them triangle shape specifically to fuck up your throat, you know, so that you would... Somehow it translated into you eating more of them. That's the only part of the thing I remember. And I remember thinking, that's really fucked up. But it's just true. It's true for everything. It's like, it's almost, what I was calling it this morning when I was talking with Lewis was capitalism of information is a bad thing. Capitalism of information has led to things like watching a girl standing there painting her tits dressed up like a unicorn. That's... Did I just put that on the wrong fucking thing? Yeah, I sure did. God fucking damn it. I sure did. It goes on the other side. Gosh. See, chicks can't follow directions. There we go. Lay down, little Shirley. I mean, can you imagine, like, what life would be like if the news was just a report of real life? What'd you do today? Oh, I stood at Rite Aid and I don't know, like I spent 20 minutes trying to decide if apples and cinnamon is really the best Glade scent, or maybe I should go with vanilla. I don't know. I couldn't make up my mind. I probably sat there for 20 minutes. I had one in my cart, and then I put it back and decided, fuck it, I'm going to get both. Just see. And I know it's a waste of money. Yeah, or what if I mean, it's funny, like things that white women talk about at the bus stop. That's some hilarious shit. You know, books they read. A lot of it is like passive aggressive teachers, and what do I do about bus drama? Things like what is the appropriate gift for the bus driver? Or is there an appropriate gift? I mean, it's really, really first world problems. But that's kind of like the real news that nobody gives a shit about. All right, let's try to get this stuck on here at least somewhat. Come on. Is that thing still on? More or less. Fuck you, you're awake? Jesus Christ. Oh, you're still obsessed with that same shit? I need to find out where these are coming from. All right. Did you hear my Doritos rant? About Bob and Shirley and the boring news? It was the same stuff we were talking about this morning, or the same stuff that you were kind of last sentencing me this morning. Way back when. All right, let's get this. Let's get this on there. It was my philosophy about information overload and the fact that the boring news of normal shit that happens to normal people is never going to pierce the Las Vegas-like world that we live in anymore. And therefore, the only things you ever hear about is just progressively outrageous bullshit. And what I was saying this morning was that it's kind of a shame. You know, like I am, believe it or not, unbelievably so, I am a registered Republican. What? But of course, I could never vote for a Republican candidate. Now, I registered as a Republican because what was most important to me at the time was to be fiscally conservative. However, you know, as a person who spent years doing research, one of the greatest hopes for medical research and actually curing disease, actually fixing at the human body level, the great hope is what is fucking amazing is embryonic stem cells. Not just any stem cells, but embryonic stem cells from embryos. Those fuckers are fucking magic. Those cells, if you take a cell from an embryo, it can have the ability to turn into anything. It is what we call totipotent. It can become any cell type. It has sort of an open destiny. Now, once a cell starts to kind of go down a path called a lineage, like, all right, guys, let's say, all right, you people over there, you're going to be neurons. You guys are all going to be one of the many kinds of blood. You fuckers, you're going to be epithelium. All right, now get in line. And once those sort of basic cell fate patterning decisions are made, then you start closing off different avenues. So you cannot take a cell that is sort of was once told, hey buddy, you're going to be a neuron. Psych! You're going to be a toe. That can't happen. So you can find stem cells, meaning these kind of cells that have some ability to be something else, from a particular lineage. So that means if you have all the cells that are supposed to be blood, you can be like, all right, out of all of you guys that are blood, raise your hand if you're a white blood cell. Me. Raise your hand if you're a red blood cell. All right, raise your hand if you're T cell, B cell, macrophage. All right, now, one of you guys is undecided, but you know your blood, right? Who's that? Oh, it's me, it's Steve. All right, Steve, you know what? We're going to call you a stem cell, because even though you are committed to being a blood cell, you could still be either a T cell or a B cell or a macrophage. You're not really all that committed to one specific type. So that is considered a stem cell, but it's really kind of a shitty one. It can't become a neuron. You know, it's a blood cell. So the idiots that kind of drive the boat fail to appreciate the stunning difference between a true embryonic stem cell that is totipotent and a piece of shit stem cell from blood or something like that that's already committed to that lineage. And even worse than that, even more down the sort of Walmart aisle of stem cells, instead of having the nice, beautiful, humming like a beautiful engine Cadillac of stem cells, like an embryonic stem cell, now you're at, you got the Walmart stem cells that people are like, okay, why don't you just use them? But then after that, you've got the real shit ones. You've got the fucking floor of Shenzhen AliExpress stem cells that are just, they're about as useful as anything else that you would find on the, a backlight driver that somebody has reballed, dropped on the floor, is covered with hair in China. That's your stem cell. Those are the adult stem cells, the ones that we can dig out of adults. In your teeth, you've got stem cells. So, if you're going to go get a root canal, why don't we just harvest your stem cells? Then we have your own stem cells. Those stem cells are shit. Nobody wants that kind of stem cell. That's just total crap. And so here's what the world should say about stem cells. Stem cells are fucking amazing, embryonic stem cells. Their ability to contribute to, curing disease is phenomenal. We should spend every fucking research dollar that there is only on embryonic stem cell research. That's clearly the smart thing to do here if we wanted to get serious about curing disease. Now, these are people, all of us, that have relatives that have diseases. All of us. My mom's got cancer. But, the morality culture is like, well, I don't want to kill some other pile of cells that is some baby, potential baby. I don't want to kill a potential baby to save my mom. Why? That doesn't make any sense to me. So just because a bunch of people got their panties in a bunch over, well, you know where embryonic stem cells come from, don't you? Babies. Not babies. Potential babies. They come from potential babies. Don't you feel bad about the loss of potential babies? No, I couldn't possibly give a shit. One pile of cells is just like any other pile of cells. I had a friend who had, some in vitro fertilization done so that she could get pregnant. Hatched up a bunch of embryos. Great, good job. And said, hey, all right, how many of these you want us to install? I don't know, how many sounds good? We just want to have one kid here. All right, well, let's put in 5. Are you sure that's not too many? Oh, most of them will die. Okay, whatever you say. So they put in 5, and she had 1 kid. Great. So they decided to have another kid. So they did that same thing, the exact same thing again. So this time they hatched up a bunch of embryos, and this time they got a whole bunch of embryos. It was more than 5. They got something like 7. And so they said, all right, well, what do you want us to do with, how many do you want us to put in? Because we have 7. Well, I don't want to put in 7. You might have twins if we put in 7. All right, just put in 4. Okay, so they put 4 kids in, and out pops kid number 2. So now she's got 2 kids. And that was great. Then she decided to have a 3rd kid, and with the 3rd kid, they did the same thing and made more embryos, popped in some embryos, out comes the 3rd kid. And at the end of the 3rd kid, she didn't want to have any more kids. She was done having kids. She's got 3 kids, 3 beautiful kids. That's great. But she's got a dilemma because over in the freezer at the lab, there's these potential kids that are still stuck in the petri dish. And there were something like 4 or 5 of them left over. So what are you supposed to do with those? And that was this big moral problem for her. If you ask me, cell's a cell. How do you possibly give a shit? These are fucking cells. I grow up cells that are chicken cells or bacteria cells. I'll mix and match them. I'll take DNA from one and stick it in another. This is Play-Doh. This is not a big deal. How about this? Let's clean up at the end of the day and let's throw some bleach on everything because it's all just DNA and cells. Just like Play-Doh, just like a motherboard, it's components. This is not real. There's nothing there. This is just A's, C's, T's, and G's all mashed together in membranes. Who cares? But she couldn't think like that. She saw them as living entities with feelings and emotions and potential people. And so she couldn't differentiate potential people from people, and that was important to her. So what she could have done, had policy allowed it, would be to say, I am going to do something really great with these potential people that I created at great cost. I am going to take my potential people and I am going to donate them to the embryonic stem cell research people. And I'm going to see if they can grow them, and maybe my potential people that are made from my DNA and my dear husband's DNA, maybe they will go on to cure so much disease. I don't know. She could have done that, but you're not allowed to do that because they're, potential people. You can't fuck with that. But they're amazing. It doesn't matter. They're potential people. Can't do that. So instead, her options were flush down the toilet, flush your potential people down the toilet, or, you could just come in and we'll do the procedure again and maybe they'll all die. So she decided that she had an obligation to these Legos of DNA strands and membranes that she had created. She felt an obligation to these components, and she went in and they installed them in, guess what happened? They put in however many they put in, and they all died, except for one implanted. And that embryo started to grow and split into two. What a motherfucker. Split into two. So then she had twins. So on top of her 3 kids, now she has 2 more kids. So she has 5 kids. 5 kids is a lot of kids to all have at this, they're all super young. Oh my God. And, I have 4 kids. So the idea of having 5 kids with twins, holy hell. And so for me, at least, so many times in my life, I was able to be like, wow, at least I'm not that friend. And that's been great. But, here's the thing. I cannot possibly vote for any Republican now because they've all decided that it's a good idea to trash one of the most amazing things on this earth, which is embryonic stem cells, and not fund that shit and get up on their high horse about potential people and blah blah and abortion and blah blah. And I can't possibly support any of that shit. That's like the worst thing I think you could do. To just shit can what could save and end suffering for millions of actual people. That's just bullshit. So because of that, I have now lost my ability to ever support that entire line of thinking. So then you're kind of left with, so I guess I'll have to vote for the other guy. But now it's getting equally bad on the other side. So we were having this conversation about safe spaces, which I thought was kind of a made-up thing, honestly. And then I Googled it. I Googled safe spaces. Oh, you can't even see what I'm doing. And I was really stunned and was just like, oh my God, this is ridiculous. I Googled my own college, University of Maryland, and the word safe space, and it led to this insane, how do I make that work? Why is that not working? Piece of shit, mouse. Oh, it's probably because the mouse is way over there. I see unfiltered smoke in the air. You do not. It's being sucked into my air handler right here. See that? That's where it's all going. Being reincarnated as sperm in Lewis flux and being burned off a board or eaten away by caustic ultrasonic cleaning compounds. That's right. Anyone else not getting any sound? Really? What else is going on here? No thanks on the kids. No thanks. Runs away. I have 99 problems, and it's the possibility of a fart baby. Nice. I have 99 problems, and they are me still craving Doritos. You've got to resist the magic. The carbon in your farts is a potential person. Yes. Louis, have you come across any video chips or video graphic cards that had the same chips? Let's see. Louis is talking about just pick out the best, discard the rest. That's exactly right. Do a little light selection. There's nothing wrong with that. It's been working for a couple million years. Season your snack food. Oops, hand slipped while injecting embryos. I meant to inject 5. Might have got 16 in there. You'll be all right. Aren't pig stem cells potentially viable? No! I mean, come on. I'll tell you what's even worse than the Shenzhen floor of stepped on, pissed on backlight driver, rebald shit stem cells. What's even worse than those, which, by the way, are the adult mesenchymal stem cells, the ones that you could still harvest out of your wisdom teeth if you wanted to, which are shit. Just don't even do it. Just give up and throw away. Even worse than that would be stem cells from another fucking species. No! Just no. I mean, this is just ridiculous. That's like having a beautiful top of the line Cadillac that runs like a top, that has been perfectly tuned and maintained, and just kind of saying, yeah, but this riding lawnmower is, it's a little rusty, but you could probably get from here to Lima on it if it's sunny out. Fuck that! Take the fucking Cadillac. You're an idiot. The world is an idiot for being like, I don't think we should drive the Cadillac because somebody had to have their period in order for us to have it. Who fucking cares? That just drives me crazy. That drives me crazy. All right, my point here was that I wanted to look at this connector. Let's see. I thought I was going to be like a little less ranty. I thought I said I was going to not do any more rants. Let's look and make sure that I put this jumper in the right spot. All right, so it goes to the one side or the other side. Anywhere on that line will be perfectly fine. Great. Then let's get this fucking done. This is getting entirely too late. All right, which one of these bitches is my mini hot tweezers connected to? Okay, so let's see how many people I've offended. How many people have gotten offended on my rants? Let's see. Oh my gosh. But don't they come from an abortion? That's not cool. They don't have to come from an abortion. If somebody's having an abortion, what do you care? That's the thing. If somebody's going to have an abortion, which is legal, by the way, they're going to have an abortion. So they're going to have an abortion. Nobody is having an abortion so that they can make money off of stem cells. That's not cool. I totally agree with you. That's not cool. But that's like someone is throwing away this beautiful Cadillac. Like, they're throwing it away. Like, you can watch me do it. Like, I'm throwing this away on Tuesday. You can watch me. You can say, you're an idiot. Why would you throw that away? Because it's mine and I'm throwing it away. And so they're going to roll it over Niagara Falls. You can watch them do it. And you can say, as they push it over the edge, you could say, do you mind if I use that to save millions of lives? Or you can say, push it over Niagara Falls, because I'm sure we can get this riding lawnmower with the rusted out sides. I'm sure we can get it to work again. I think that is beyond retarded. I think that's ridiculous. I think it is absolutely insane. I mean, that's what we're doing. We are literally bleaching stem cells and throwing them into the biohazard bag every day as a society. Oh, I don't know. They come from abortions. Yeah, they come from abortions that are already happening legally. So, what do you care? All right, let's see if we still have a short to ground. It just makes no sense. That's a good idea. We're gonna take these aborted babies, and we are going to throw bleach on them and put them in a biohazard bag and throw them out on the front lawn, instead of taking the most valuable resource on Earth that comes that comes from them and using that to save lives. Oh no, can't do that. All right. All right, 1v8 is not shorted to ground. Hooray! I'm not sure about a lot of these connections. Been a little distracted, I think. Let's see. So let's get back to fucking testing. This is ridiculous. Come in whose ass? Wait, what? Alibaba stem cells. Oh, work, motherfucking thing. No, click over here. Work. Let's see. Bob cells. Such a shame. I like Doritos. Those stem cells are shit. It is true. Curing doesn't make money. Oh, I don't believe in any of that. Curing absolutely makes money. I mean, that's one of the other things that I cannot do any more rants. But everyone that is working and getting up in the morning every day for any big pharma company, any academic research place, any one of them, if there was any way to cure any disease, they would fucking do it in a minute. The fucking idea that there's some motivation to not cure things, that is the dumbest shit that I have ever heard. I mean, this idea that the people that get up, that dress their children and put them, in daycare so that they can go do work, that talk to their mother on the phone at lunch because the mother is, on hospice for cancer. These people that are connected to everyone around. They sit next to you when you're at the t-ball game. They wipe ass just like you. They make mac and cheese just like you. They fucking eat Doritos just like you. The idea that they are somehow the man. These are people. These are moms and dads that get up, and what they're thinking about when they're in their shower is also, gee, I wonder if I can get a parking spot close to the lab. Do you think maybe if I got there before 8, I would be able to, park in the front row, or am I going to have to walk? Should I bring my coat then? Oh, I think we're going to have a journal club. I wonder if everybody's going to bring up, the fact that in figure 4, I'm not really sure it was compelling about that control. I mean, this is the same kind of shit that they think of. They're doing a job. Everyone wants to cure disease. Everyone wants to be the one that comes up with that amazing idea, that finds this, combination, that thinks of something or some way of looking at things that no one has ever looked at before. Everyone wants to do that. Everyone wants to do that. That is incredibly powerful motivation. Let's see. What about stem cells from other species? No. Ban periods and jerks. Theoretically, with enough time, we could replicate stem cells in the lab. No! No, you can't. Give up. No. I mean, you wouldn't need stem cells if you were able to do that. If you could do some sort of magic replicating a fucking cell, that's like saying, well, theoretically we'd build another Earth. We could get some water and some rocks and, whatever else you need. I mean, I'm sure it's not that hard. If enough time, we could just like manufacture another Earth and just kind of throw it out like a softball a little bit further away as the sun starts to expand, and they'll just all move over there. I mean, these are just ridiculous ideas. No, you cannot fucking make a stem cell. That's not happening. Can't be killing potential half zygotes. Inject all the embryos. Babies. All right. I think so. Isn't this going on right now in Taiwan or something? What, GPU chips or stem cell research? Yeah, all the fucking smart places that don't have to have ridiculous politics that are like, you know, no, we can't. We are above using your miraculous trash. We don't want to sully our hands with your miraculous trash. We're not gonna dumpster dive our cancer cures. No. The unwillingness to dumpster dive the cure for any neurologic disease is not a hang up that anyone else has except for fucking us. No, so lots of people are doing things all over the world except for us. We are totally last. We're a bunch of rednecks now. Oh, what else? iPad rehab. You misunderstood. Use current stem cells and cause them to replicate themselves in the same system the body uses. I did not mean replicate them out of thin air. Yeah, that's all well and good. Stem cells already replicate. That's one of their magical powers. So if I take some stem cells, I could grow them in a dish. Well, they have a lifespan, and you can, it's a whole other topic. Look up, telomere shortening or any of the other things that cause a living cell to have a lifespan. You don't really want something that has been in culture indefinitely, and that's what we're forced to use right now. And that's one of the others kind of like bad arguments, like, well, we have some stem cells that we have been growing in culture for decades, so let's just use those. We'll just do research on those. Well, those are so fucked up now. They're just shit cells. They have, it's just kind of like anything else, like you could take a beautiful fresh steak and you could keep cooking it and cutting it into smaller and smaller pieces, and it kind of is still steak-like, but it's not really the same as a fresh one. And that's the same thing. You can culture stem cells as it is. You can replicate them. You could do that for a while, and it would be great. And that's what you would do. You would start a cell culture and have a cell line. But over time, they reach the end of their potential to live in culture. The chromosomes get shorter with each cell division, blah, 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 all of this shit. So that's not really a long-term solution. And it's a shitty way it's a shitty argument for, let's just make do with what we have. Let's just use, the red one and the black one that we already have, that we've been we've been culturing these things since the 70s. They're fine. They're not fine. They're Shenzhen cells. Sounds like iPad rehab needs to inhale some stem cells. Yeah, I do. Steak and Doritos. What time is it over there? Way too late. God bless the evil white man. God bless the rednecks. iPad rehab. If you keep replicating them in a 1-to-1 clone, you can maintain a no mutation culture for a long time. What? Whatever cereal box you read that on is wrong, and throw it away. How do you think replication happens? That's a... that is done by enzymes that replicate DNA every day. And how do you think mutations happen? They happen by fuck-ups. So DNA replication always causes errors. The only reason that you don't have cancer today is simply sheer luck, just flat out luck. The errors that you have weren't in important genes, or the proofreading system came along and fixed up most of them. But there's no no mutation. Of course, everything's got a mutation. The mutation rate is fucking high. All her stem cells died before she got to the FA 430. That's not true. 2 a.m. Oh, geez, is it? All right. How do you get a 1-to-1 clone? You don't. By definition, a clone is going to be heterogeneous initially, and then over time, you know, whatever cells ultimately survive will continue to kind of purify themselves for a while. But even still, you'll still have heterogeneity within that culture. Let's see. Fucking love your honesty. This is one area, well, I'll take the PhD in molecular genetics over the random YouTube chat. Ha ha ha! The replication fork. There you go. Far Body remembers the good old DNA replication fork. Yeah, the replication fork. Well, technically, it was the enzyme actually copying the DNA, but he's part of the replication fork. Lewis, you know how YouTube chat is always a reliable source. Yay for immune surveillance. Yay for bio words. Hooray. What about the high risk of metastatic results when stem cells are reintroduced to the host? All right, what the fuck is metastatic result? Because that sounds like one of those buzzwords that you would read on one of the pseudoscience blogs. Metastatic result. What does that mean? Tell me, spell that out for me. Metastatic result. That doesn't make any sense. What would apple DNA look like? An apple, obviously. Abortion for profit causes assholes to excuse killing helpless people. Nobody's talking about abortion for profit. Well, I specifically said abortion for profit is wrong. That's way over the line. That's not cool. You're not a fucking farm. You can't sell a crop. That is, no, that's over the line. But dumpster diving is not over the line. So there's a huge distance between, hey, let's dumpster dive this amazing resource out of the bottom of the toilet at the hospital. That's good. Let's farm up some stem cells on purpose and sell them on the internet. That's bad. So there's two different things there, I think. You wouldn't be able to look at it proprietary. Oh yes, Apple DNA. All right, here we got some more YouTube genetics. Let's see. Mutations are largely caused by external factors that can be limited. No, they're not. And we already have the tech to remove mutated cells in a culture. No, we don't. I mean, I don't even know what to go. Let's have you tell me, Ice Walrus, tell me, what is in your life today? What is the number one most highly mutagenic and toxic substance that you are coming into contact with? What is it? Think hard, and let's see what your answer is. What is the number one most mutagenic, highly toxic to DNA substance that you're coming into contact with? And let's see if that kind of jives with your mutations are caused by external factors idea. The Zen of iPad repair and stem cell cloning. Let's see. Time to go to sleep, Jessa. It's 2:11. Yeah, let me see if this phone works, and then let's get the fuck out of here. This is all your fault as well, because I've been, like, having these kind of bullshit chats for, like, way too many days until way past 2:13. One day, it was, like, 6 a.m., and it was like, fuck, I have to take the kids to a egg hunt. Cloning would be the embodiment of multiplicity of the movie. If you started a molecular genetics YouTube channel, you might be able to wage cap me. Let's do that. You kind of like some of this stuff. Like you of anybody that I know from like lay people, Louis Rossman, you have hung in there the longest on some of these like fireside genetics talks. I think it would be really fun for you and I to have like a YouTube stream about, how does this shit really work? About stem cells and cloning and mutations and shit like that. Like we were talking about the female menstrual cycle, I remember. We were talking about oogenesis. Like you hung in there for a long time. Mitochondrial DNA, oxidative phosphorylation. I know a lot of it was just kind of first and last sentence stuff, but you hung in there for a long time. Cancer stem cell reproducing uncontrollably. Don't you have to be up early for some parenting? Guess how much I spent at Rite Aid on fucking Easter baskets? Take a guess. Metastatic results equals tumors. That's, that's a whole other thing. Go to sleep, Lewis, or live stream. That's really funny. Oh, here we go. The lagging strand has more error introduced by Okazaki fragments. That's a great way to string together some buzzwords. The lagging strand has more error introduced by Okazaki fragments. Good job stringing together and paying attention to your DNA replication mechanics. She's gonna outdo you at Lewis on live stream. No way. Lewis is fucking popular. Popular. He's Glinda and I'm not. Apple is doing replication all the time. The same problem's always appearing across all platforms. Easter tomorrow. Just playing devil's advocate, people already steal kidneys. Why not embryos? What do you give? Why would you care if someone stole an embryo? An embryo is a pile of cells. That's like saying, people might steal periods or semen. So fucking what? That's not a concern. Let's see if this phone turns on. What do you say we see if this phone turns on? Let's see if this phone turns on. Ice Walrus, you still have to answer my question. I believe that you said that mutations were caused by external factors, whatever that means. So tell us, what is the number one most toxic and highly mutagenic substance that you are exposed to? Oh, let's see. I have to shave my body for church. Wait, is that a thing? Church requires shaving? When did that happen? I did not get the memo on that. I read it on WikiLeaks. It's true. Error 53. Ah, there we go. Lynn Nash, oxygen. You got it. Not BPA plastic. No, oxygen. Oxygen. Jordan Wires. Oxygen. Yes. Tobacco smoke. Nope. You did not. You ate fucking vegan cat food. You did not. Also, oxidative stress. Yes. Now he wants it. Oh, that's really funny. Dihydrogen monoxide. That's pretty safe stuff, but not oxygen. I pretend to be listening. I know you do, but you really listen more than other people do, even though a lot of it's pretend. Is it fluorine in the water? No. Sunlight. Yes. Oxygen and sunlight. Sunlight would be number 2. All right. Number 1,000. Oxygen is number 1, and UV rays are probably number 2. Yes. All right. There you guys go. None of that fucking pseudoscience. It's not fluoride. It's fucking oxygen. It's fucking dangerous shit. That shit will fuck up your DNA. So this whole, mutations caused by external factors, like oxygen. Try growing some cells with no oxygen. Oh, here we go with some bad logic. I've been smoking since I was 14, and now I'm 61, and my lungs are just fine. So how do you explain that? Again, just like everything else. Fucking luck. You have a shit ton of fucking mutations. From the oxygen, from the sun, far more than anything else, and then of course from your tobacco smoke and a whole bunch of other shit, including just randomness. However, if you get lucky, then the mutations are not going to actually, do anything or happen to hit genes that matter. But that doesn't really mean That doesn't mean anything other than luck. All right, let's try to boot this phone. I wanted to get to the end of this little chat thing and then just fucking see. I mean, this stream is just fucking dumb now. I mean, this is just, it is 100% ridiculous rants on who knows what. So it's kind of like doing some odd stuff here on DC power supply as I try to boot it. Let's see if we just try again. So it didn't really get the signal to prompt to boot. Try again. Right now it's at that 500 milliamps, which was our 1v8 short last time. But then it's moving around a little bit and it looked like it's trying to boot. I don't see an image. So that's a little bit of an odd behavior. Now it's definitely moving around, but it does seem to be a little bit abnormally high. Let's see what happens if I plug in a dock connector. Where are you getting hot, fucker? There's gotta be some kind of a short somewhere. I'm gonna try it without this screen, and I'm gonna check for that 1v8 short because I might have triggered it by pressing down into that connector. Let's see. Let's see, let's see. Let's see. All right. All right, 1v8 is not short, so that's good. All right, it's not short, at least without a screen plugged in there. Let's see if the phone will boot without a screen on it. Let's see if it shows a normal current draw, or if not, or if it has some other problem to solve. Remember back like hours ago when I said, oh, this phone will probably just boot right up, right out of Ultrasonic. That was funny. All right, I see some relatively normal looking current draw on DC power as I try to boot this phone, but it's high. So something is at least partially short. But I'm gonna see if it can actually boot and be detected by iTunes, or if I need to solve a no boot problem on this, which I'm not gonna do. I'm ready to be fucking done. All right, let's see. I would watch a YouTube molecular channel. Well, that'd be fun. We should not fuck around with a board one day and answer all your questions from your friendly geneticist. All your physiology and molecular biology questions. That's getting hot. And I'm not sure where it's the hottest, so yeah, that's definitely hot and not normal. Well, this phone is kind of alive. It is got some kind of a partial short somewhere. Right now I'm going to call this phone still likely solvable. It's a no power phone rather than a no image phone. We have found the 1v8 short that I caused from the connector work, but we also cleared some really ugly looking shit around the Mason chip, so it wouldn't have had it probably wouldn't have booted because of that to begin with. So there's also some other kind of really bad looking caps in areas that we didn't really get into yet. But this phone now is alive. It's kind of performing a sort of signature current climb, but it's too high. So there's a short there somewhere on some minor line that we need to find. But I think this is going to be pretty straightforward to just stop chatting about fucking rants and cells and Doritos and focus on actually fixing the phone. So I'm going to read the end of this and then I think get out of here just because it's gotten so late. And I will come back to this. I will probably solve this 10 minutes after I turn the stream off. That's actually the most likely case. But I wanna get done with this. All right, let's see. The failure for DNA to copy correctly, and then secondly, external factors such as UV light con. UV light con. I don't know what con means. External factors. No, man, mutation is caused by, unrecognized errors in a simple photocopying process, and that's caused by things that bombard the DNA and change shit around, like free radicals that come from oxygen. Let's see. I contain chemicals known to the state of California to cause cancer. That's right. Not a tumor. iPad Rehab, not trying to downplay the need for stem cells. Just saying it's a cool possibility with stem cell research. No, it's not. It's a retarded idea. It's never going to work. And my vote is waste of money. And spreading things that are not feasible ideas creates the idea that they are feasible ideas, which is bullshit. And that's why it's bad. And that's why you hear people like me get pissed off when we read shit like that. That's a bad idea, a waste of money. It's never going to work. When you are shit canning, literally, amazing tools that could actually save lives. That's why. So stop trying to fucking shove a square peg in a round hole. It doesn't make any sense. It's retarded. Oh, what else? What about the ions? Sunlight, yes. Hey, fuck you, Ben Duffy. This whole thing is 2:30 in the morning. We would have been so done so long ago if when I said, hey, let's stream about the iPhone 7. Oh, let's see if you answered me. Let's see. When I said, hey, let's stream about iPhone 7 home button. Whoops. iPhone 7. I didn't even see that message, Jessa. Sounds like a fucking bullshit lie. But I did just post to the BGA ground. Huh, all right. Well, I don't think I'm going to come in here tomorrow because that's now today. But I really do think it's a good idea, Ben Duffy, to just walk through your iPhone 7 home button shit. Because it's going to take a long time for me to, because we have a course next week after I go to Disney World, which is going to suck. I really am just going to read this without going on any more rants, that's for sure. I'm going to read all this with no rants. That's my goal. How many DNA working in iPhone? Everybody stop talking about Ben Duffy now. Everybody start talking about Ben Duffy. Someone kidnapping someone and forcibly aborting is okay. Ice Walrus, go watch the fucking video. That is the reply to the iCloud unlocking video where we go through logical fallacies. Did you hear me say kidnapping someone and forcibly aborting their unborn child is okay? Did you hear me say that? Because if so, rewind it and show me the link to that timestamp and I will mail you $1,000. All you have to do is find where previous to this question, that's what I said. That is not what I said. Taking someone and killing their unborn child is not okay. Vegan cat food. Vegan cat food isn't really a thing, is it? Yes, it is. Antioxidants. Yes, that's good. Stop breathing so you don't get cancer. Yes. How to catch all the free radicals. This cat food costs more than mine. Can't believe you're fucking eating cat food. The chat is a bottomless pit. No, I'm going to get to the bottom. What? Oh, I get it. That scared me. Oh my god. Ah. Not dumb. This stream has been great. I don't know about that. Oh, look, there's still somebody at Twitch. Hi, Exterminator 123 and Captain Howdy said no. Hey, guys. This stream is very realistic. Not really. Rossman has held one too many laptops and ThinkPads and thermally sterilized himself. Probably not. Are you doing this for data recovery? Oh, yeah, because it has water damage. Can you help me out with my iPhone? Not tonight. At least with bio people, they know how to perform cruel torture using a microtome. Ouch. I like Jessa. She responds to me. Lewis just ignores me unless I say, fix up and shut something, and then he flips me off. I want to know if Lewis really ate cat food. Undoubtedly, he did, because that's definitely for sure true. I made square eggs. That is awesome. I want some square eggs. Would you continue doing medical genetic research? Sure, I love medical and genetic research. Jessa, bro. I want to see you against Lewis in Texas Hold'em. I would fucking kick his ass, that's for sure. Jessa solves it after stream, then doesn't post the answer. This is the difference between our channels. That's not true. This is how Jessa solves the wage gap question. That doesn't even make sense. Do they really know how to cure cancer? No. And they're holding it back to keep the human race down? No. That's what I've heard anyways. Well, you heard wrong. That doesn't make any sense. I mean, just think about, again, with the human nature stuff. This is like watching Lewis go off about sexism. No, it's not. No, it is not like that at all. Here's the thing. Like, there is the cure for cancer is preventing cancer. That's the cure for cancer. The other cure for cancer is early detection of cancer and cutting cancer out. If you think about cancer and why it's a difficult problem, compare cancer to a spinal cord injury. If you have a spinal cord injury and someone was to be really creative and think about how just one cell type, the neuron, works and was able to make enough shit happen that they could make a little jumper on this tiny little part of you. And let's say they got 90% of that break healed back together to restore 90% of the function. What would that mean? 90% of the function after spinal cord injury? You'd fucking get up and dance. That'd be awesome. You would be throwing that wheelchair away and you would be living the rest of your life and it would be awesome. And what about cancer? Let's say that you put all the resources in the world and you figured out a way to just annihilate cancer cells. You give somebody a targeted nanotherapy drug that goes straight specifically to their tumor, and let's say that it is able to kill 99% of their cancer cells. What's going to happen to them? They're going to die of cancer. It's a fucking hard problem. 99%, that's not good enough. You have to kill 100%, all of them. Or else they're just going to grow back and you're going to die of cancer. And they're going to grow back in a way that's not going, they're going to be selected to be resistant to whatever that amazing therapy was. That's why cancer is a hard problem. Nobody is keeping anything secret. Oh my gosh. I'm definitely getting to the end of this. I'm gonna get to the end. I'm gonna get to the fucking end. I'm gonna get to the end. I can't make the mouse work. Fuck this. Let's see. This is like Lewis going off about sexism. Ben Duffy's still around. So what is the kids' Easter basket? What does the kids get? Easter baskets or electronics? Easter baskets. Jessa is mad is as mad about this as I am when status go. But what about the roads? BGA group. Oh, yeah. Chessa, has Raul tried to sue you yet? Raul loves me, and Raul just sent me a gift. Look at this. This is from Raul. He sent me a gift for you, see? And it's not a fucking Walker. Hi, Jessa, from your friends at Prime Tech Tools. Hopefully this works for what you wanted it to do. And I think it's a like tripod thing for the gym because he knows what's what so that I can take more pictures. Look at that. Thanks, Raul. Look at that, Lewis. I didn't have to spend $500 on a tripod. All right, let's see. How much time spent in mobile phone repair? Spent mobile phone repairing today? About 10 minutes. Ranting on fucking random bullshit? Hours. Oh my gosh. Wet straw man alert. YouTube chat and comments often responds to what is in their fucked up head, not what you said. It's the only way they can argue, straw man. Jessa, you're falling for it. No, I'm not. You can't hit report spam in the... Oh, can you? You're the fucking moderator. You hit report spam. Jonathan Dix. Hey all, late to stream. I just reballed an iPhone 6 backlight driver for the 4th time. And the balls combined when I put it on the board. But I caught it before power on. Wish me luck on the next shot. I don't wish you luck. I wish that you would fucking spend $2 on another backlight driver because that's bullshit. Stop reballing shit, especially if it's taking you 4 tries. Get another one. Just get 10 of them. That's what you should do. Ice Walrus. I think the main problem is it's hard for me to express the entirety of my message in 200 characters. It's also hard when there's such a length between responses. Sorry for this. You and Paul Daniels harness the power of spam button. My point came off wrong more than once tonight. Totally agree with you 90% of the way. Is Lewis's cat vegan by choice? No. Or necessity? Yes. All right. Lewis needs to go live until 7 a.m. She's going to be too beat. She's going to beat you. No, I'm not. At least your rants are at the end of a repair or in a separate video. Yeah, Lewis is better than me. Chat cancer. Figured out how to re-enable the iPhone 7 home button. Great. How do you do it? Tell me, quick. My window is wide open. He can catch squirrels if he so chooses. Your window is not wide open. That's a fucking lie. Oh, I'm going to get to the end. I'm going to get to the end. I'm going to get to the end. It's weird how they can't cure the common cold. It's that... Why is that weird? I'm not sure why that's weird. Here's an excellent question. What do you think about preventative double mastectomy, like Angelina Jolie, even though she had no tumors or cancer markers, but was at risk potentially? I think if someone wants to do that, go ahead. What do you care? It's the cells are cells. If she wants to throw bleach on her tits, then have at it. If you have the money to pay for that, then cut off every piece of your body that you don't really need anymore. Have at it. I think that if you're talking about that from a healthcare perspective, it's not everyone doesn't have the money to choose and elect for surgeries that are not supported by a lot of evidence. But that doesn't mean that they're not a bad idea. It's just when you think about the individual compared to thinking about a population, you have to consider more things. So, for example, you could, my mom died of ovarian cancer. So ovarian cancer has a cancer marker that you could follow in blood. So you might say, well, then it's a good idea to why don't I just kind of follow that then to make sure that I would detect ovarian cancer early, because it's a disease that you don't detect early. That would be a great idea. The problem, though, is that research says across the population that there's going to be too many false positives and too many false negatives. So you're going to miss ovarian cancers because this marker isn't 100% perfect, and you are going to think you're going to tell people they have cancer when they actually don't. So it's just the test is just not, that particular marker is not a good population test. It would scare too many people and cause way too much unnecessary harm. But at the level of the individual, you could say, well, fuck that. I'm going to do it anyway because if I have a false positive, that's fine. I'm okay with that. And if I have a false negative, then I'm okay with that as well. But I think that the chance that I might pick something up that I could do something about it is worth those risks. But at a population level, it's not. Thanks for your voice on cancer. Love your opinion. That's good. They can cure the common cold, I guess. Just the viruses mutate against the available antivirals too quickly. Yes. Morphs too quick, like the flu, and not as compelling to try to cure the cold anyhow, because it's not that big of a deal. Fuck cancer. It takes too many good people. Yes. Mr. Clinton eats squirrels. Lewis eats the cat food. Got it. Yes. Not a walker or a purple dildo. I have a feeling Lewis is going to have a major hangover tomorrow morning. He's not, which is just even more sickening. I think that you should take Mr. Clinton out for a walk tomorrow, though. Little kids have to learn about life, too. Raul used the F word on you. Yes, he did, unlike other people. Unlike other people. Jessa is the mobile doctor. That's funny. Oh, this doesn't work. Don't trust people that use the F word. I'm done with you with that shit. That's fucking bullshit. I have had the same phone before from water damage and had too much power going to the flash memory, which caused the same issue. Flash memory was on its last legs. Yes. Scaring the population is a big issue when it comes to trying to detect cancers early. It is a big issue. It's expensive. You're lagging with J instead of H. That doesn't make any sense. Let's all just have full body CT scans every 6 months. That's right. Lewis ain't got much in the ways of fat to absorb alcohol, so less of a hangover. Wait till Lewis Rossman hits his 30s, then those hangovers will kick in. I love your rants and the opinions you share. I never tire of your channel. Oh, I'm tired of my channel. I just want to get to the fucking end, and I feel like I'm really close to the end. It's definitely going to be the end. X-ray light to turn on. Do you think the preservatives they use in vaccines are an issue like mercury, particularly since vaccines' main target demographic are individuals with underdeveloped nervous systems? I'm going to say no. I think that is an issue that has been beaten to death. I think everybody wants safe vaccines. I think the issue with nervous system and vaccination and side effects is the fact that the immune system is a fickle bitch. You know, that there's just, again, with a population, you're going to do an amazing amount of good by having millions of people not drop dead of horrible, devastating illnesses. But when you inject people with an antigen, which is the actual thing that is the vaccine, not the preservatives, but the actual thing that you're trying to get the immune system, you're kind of like waving a flag in there, being like, hey guys, immune system, look at this guy, this guy's a fucker. If you ever see him again, fuck him up. Don't forget, this is what he looks like. And that's what vaccines are, you know, they kind of like activate these cells. They're like, okay, we'll be ready for him. Come on, let's get up a posse. You see that fucker? Come on, get your pitchfork. All right, now we're just going to hang out here and wait. All right, now just settle down. He's coming back. I just know it. That's like what vaccination is. Some percentage of the time, you're going to have the posse go like, there he is! Fuck him up! But it's not him, it's a normal cell. So then you'll have some sort of autoimmune response. That's going to happen. But the same thing would also happen if you went around and did the healthy stuff like live with cats or eat vegan cat food out of a can and expose yourself to antigens that you haven't seen before. Same thing happens if you get sick. That same thing happens when you shake hands with all the kids at take your daddy to work today at the preschool. That same thing is going to happen. Exposing your immune system to antigens is a little bit dangerous. But the trade-off is that it's amazingly protective against a whole wealth of bad shit. However, there's going to be some fuckers that are not lucky. And most of biology and disease is based on luck. So if you are the unlucky fucker that gets multiple sclerosis or Guillain-Barré syndrome or whatever, because you ran across an antigen and you rounded up a posse and they said, that's the guy! But it wasn't him. That's just unlucky, and that's going to happen at some rate. But that doesn't mean that we should again say, well, that'd be really bad, so therefore let's not vaccinate ourselves and let's all live in a bubble. No, that's just silly. You're going to have some amount of casualties no matter what you do. Nothing's perfect. Nothing's 100%. I know I was like really close to the end, so this is definitely going to be the end. Professors can't be called that unless they teach. Okay. Should doctors get to be called doctors unless they're active in their field, like you as an example? Yes. I think that, personally, I don't, nobody calls me doctor anything. Outside of if I was giving a talk on, I think even in this field, if I was giving a talk, I'd probably be introduced as Dr. Jones. But other than that, my name is Jessa, so call me Jessa, or Mom. That's my name. That's what I respond to. However, the history of academia is that getting a PhD or an MD is a academic title that action confers the right of changing your name to doctor whatever from that moment on. Even after you're an MD, you're still not a doctor. You haven't done a residency. You have no medical license. You're not really a doctor. No one would want to go to the intern that just started in July, for their first day. That guy's a doctor. He's going to call him Dr. Bob, but that's not the doctor that you want to go to. He's fresh out of medical school. So no, the phrase doctor is just an academic title and is appropriate for anyone that has met the qualifications that grants that degree. Oh, let's see. What's the best charging cable? That's easy. Hit start scan. Don't worry about the radiation. Lewis will hate hangovers when he hits his 40s. Go to sleep, Jessica. Yes! What about the repairing? Did you finish it? No, I decided to focus on that when I'm done with this. I gave up alcohol at 28. Too much wasted time. That's right. Why use mercury in particular? Nobody uses mercury. Is that really the only preservative that works? I have no issue with the active ingredient of vaccines. What? The active ingredient is dangerous shit, man. If you're going to have an issue with vaccines, have an issue with the active ingredient. That's the shit that fucks you up. The active ingredient. It's the guy, the waving of the flag. Hey, look at this guy. Look at this bro. See him again? Fuck him up. That's the guy, not the fucking saline and salt and shit that, just everything's a juice anyway, your entire body, every cell is filled with all kinds of sugars and salts and ions and minerals, and it doesn't give a shit what like fluid that you stick that shit in. The thing it cares about is the guy, the active ingredient. That's the thing that's going to fuck you up. Oh my gosh. Mercury is fine. I'm invested in several stocks that create vaccines with mercury. It's great. Mercury, it's great. I mean this in the nicest way possible, but I didn't subscribe to iPad Rehab to listen about cancer. Hey, Soren Jacobson, fucking unsubscribe. I didn't ask you to subscribe to my channel at all. I'm going to talk about what I want to talk about at 2:49 a.m. If you want to learn about fixing iPhones and iPads, how about this? Take one open and start figuring out how to fix it just like I did. You could do that. You could try that. Get out a multimeter, use your fucking brain, read a schematic, and learn how to figure it out. Oh, please be at the end. Is this the end? Is this the end? I have $500 bar tabs. Jeez. Wrong channel. Haha. I think it's funny when someone is scared from an X-ray or even their cell phone emitting radiation. None of us get paid enough doing the shit to follow rules. Wait, are there actually rules? Are there rules? Somebody asked a question somewhere and I was like, no, you shouldn't do that. But also, you shouldn't follow the rules. My question was specifically about not the active ingredient, the other additives. No, I wouldn't be worried about them in the least. Jess's channel is PMIC, Underhill removal, and stem cell theory. Yes. Did you remember to change Jess's Amazon links back to yours? You better not. Fascinating womanhood. My channel is VCCIO versus VCore with some business rants and a smidgen of anarcho-capitalism. That's true. Have you ever done any software engineering work? Well, it's funny. I did tell Troy from Repair Shopper who I was bitching at I'm like, you can't have these bugs or I don't know what's up with this. And I said, hey, Troy. He's like, I'm not working today. I was like, hey, Troy, are you ready for a multiple choice question? Which of the following is true about Jess's previous work history? Because I could tell he thought I was dumb about some software issue. So I said A. Jessa was once a bartender at the Crystal Pistol Pizza Palace. B. What was B? I feel like looking it up. B. What was B? I kind of want to know now. What did I tell him? Let's find out. Let's find out exactly what it was. So that I don't have to try to remember. I don't have to try to remember shit at 3 a.m. It is fucking time to be done. What am I doing? Oh yeah. Ready for a multiple choice quiz? Which of the following is not true about Jess's prior work history? A. She was once a bartender at the Crystal Pistol Pizza Palace. B. She was once paid to memorize and steal questions from the MCAT for the Princeton Review. C. She was once in charge of writing use cases and doing software QA for a company that was trying to build a cloud-based platform to manage all aspects of life science research labs. Or D. She was once a professional unicyclist. Which one of those is not true? Answer D. I only did the unicycle thing as an amateur, which is true. So software engineering work, not really, other than the right software requirements. I had to do that and do some QA and be the analyst, I guess, for a software company. Oh, am I done? So I'm not a doctor if I'm practicing without a license. No, you're not a doctor unless you get an MD or a PhD. BC, AC, okay. If we could follow rules, we'd teach at Harvard or something. But we don't. So we talk into cameras at 2 a.m. And talk to cats. I need to make a tracking code that looks like hers, so if she clicks it, she'll think it's still hers. That's adorable that you think that I would look at a tracking code and think, oh, I better make sure that one's mine. I would probably be more likely to lock my doors than do that. It is, what is that? Oh, I don't think I'm pretty sure we're at the end. Where is this? Redneck stem cells. Savage. What did I say? I have no idea. Oh, the 50-50-90 rule. Jonathan Dix. Got me the first backlight chip as the orientation marker became less clear. There you go. You think my chaos theory caused my new knowledge of this rule to manifest into reality? No, I think it's just a fucking rule. 50-50-90. That's just the way it is. If you can narrow something down to 50-50, 90% of the time you'll pick the wrong one. That's just the law. It's just the rule. It's just the way it is. Rules are only designed when someone does something stupid. When are you going to do another stream with Lewis? The last one was very funny. Lewis, let's do a stream about biology. I think that would be fun. I love Jessa's attitude towards Soren, I guess. Jessa getting grumpy must be time for stem cell friendly smoke. Soren, yes. This is basically all types 1. A dose of rehab. 3 thumbs up. This is amazing content. I have no idea what you're talking about. There is nothing more retarded than people complaining about free answer keys. I know. What do you call the guy that graduates last in his class in medical school? The one that the other doctors go, ugh. Been wanting to take the FEMA training for anthrax for a while. It's been a while since I've been verbally spanked like that. What are you still doing around, Soren Jacobson? What the fuck? Here's a news flash. We're not going to fix anything else tonight. You can go ahead and get the fuck out of here. Imagine if someone handed you the answer key to the finals right before you took them for free. Rather than say thank you, they bitched that it had a Shakespeare quote on it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Like, how about I fix your phone and we'll do homie business, because you know we will, and you can complain about how long it's going to take. Great. I love it when people rag you out over not remembering everything. I prefer to Google or refer to notes. That said, Lewis's memory for numbers times is exceptional. Lewis's fucking memory is just ridiculous, where he will not remember shit from like 2 days ago. Or just like, he still thinks that I have a pig, and I had a pig briefly for 3 months, but haven't for over a year. But he still thinks that, and he'll be like, how's your pig? But he'll fucking remember, like today, he just like, I was telling him this. I hesitated to tell him a story because I knew that years ago I had said, this, you should hire this person. And he was like, no. And so now when I'm going to tell him the story, I'm like, oh, this person's such an idiot. I'm like, he will not remember that. He's not going to remember that I said, you know, you should really hire this person. 'Cause that was like way, way long ago. And then he won't even remember her name. And then like, the very first thing he said was, in 2015, you tried to make me hire her. Well, aren't you glad? I dodged out. Fuck you. I like should have not told that story because should have guessed. Oh well. Takes balls to whine about your free answer key. Yes, it does. Would you get the shots too? They suck. 6 in all. Everyone feels like rubbing alcohol under your skin makes you sick for days. MobiFix designed software for real estate property owners because I had nothing better to do. Took me 2 weeks. That sounds pretty good. Oh, it will end. I'm going to get to the end. I'm getting to the end. That's my only. I mean, I'm not fixing this board now, so my only goal is to fucking get to the end. I can't like be like, oh yeah, this board's totally fixable, but it just kind of got long, a little ranty. Fuck it, you know, just come back tomorrow. We'll figure it out. Oh, here Captain Howdy said no on Twitch, which still has like one person around, that said that he's a moderator and will answer questions. Great. All right, let's get to the fucking end. We're at the end. Let's see. I was unable to recover the data from a flash memory chip. That sucks. Jessa, how do you feel about blah blah? No clue. 80,000. That's a lot better than 8,000. Vegan diet activates almonds, I guess. Low vitamin B12, pernicious anemia, something something. I think he takes vitamin B12. For the person who regularly consumes meat, are B12 shots a scam, worthless? I would think yes, but I don't really know. Yikes. What about taking a D3 vitamin D shit? Yeah, a lot of people take that. 3 a.m. Fuck. Oh, I'm gotta be close to the end. How do I become a Jessa moderator? Oh, you can become a moderator. It's easy. Just like that. Louis Rossman thought you'd rather die than get a needle. I think he got over that. Wait, this stream's for 2 hours? Fuck. If I may, you have an honest smile as it travels to your eyes. At 3 a.m. even. Fantastic. 3 a.m. Fuck. I'm definitely close to the end. No, I'm close to the end. I just know it. 4 p.m. Be nice. 5 p.m. Blah 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 blah. Yes. No, wait. Isn't that the end? That's the end, right? Speed reading. It's a skill you may have use of, like right now. End. Yes. I am at the end. Hooray! I made it. No, that is the end. That is the end. Yeah, that is the end, isn't it? There we go. The end. Yes, the end. All right. So there you go. We fixed nothing. And that was a whole bunch of Easter bullshit. And here's the lesson on this. There is no God. Easter did not bring anybody back to life. Just like this board did not come back to life here on Easter Sunday morning. Have a wonderful holiday. Happy Easter. I hope you get lots of candy. And I hope you hide lots of eggs. And I hope that you support embryonic stem cell research and the downfall of Doritos and whatever the fuck else happened on this chat, because I don't even remember. Bye. No, I'm definitely not.